What's going on, everybody? Hope you all are doing well. Happy Saturday. As you can see, I'm in a different location, just trying to get by, you know what I mean? I am still in my health and safety protocols. Y'all know what it is. Um, just trying to do the best I can, get right, and isolate um, for a little while longer. But I'm good. At least now I'm good. And yeah, just got to ride out the rest of this wave, and then I'll be back to the regularly scheduled programming and my normal situation. But hope you guys are doing good. We are, as I always say, blessed and highly favored to wake up another day, open our eyes, and walk this earth. And yeah, man, I wish the best for you and all your loved ones. Hope everybody's doing okay. Got my morning cup of Joe or Joanne. Pinky up for flavor. Let's see what we got going on today. Currently 62 degrees. Not too bad. Mostly sunny, going up to a high of 68. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high of 73. That's cool. Monday, partly cloudy, a lot, actually, almost damn near all clouds, but a little sun creeping through, high of 65. Tuesday, super sunny, 70. Wednesday, partially sunny, 63. Thursday, partially sunny, 62. And a lot of clouds on Friday, 60. That's where we're at, y'all. That is where we're at. I hope you guys are doing well. Uh, I'm excited. We got the, home opener on Wednesday. So that should be dope, man. I'm ready for the season. It feels like it took forever to get here. Then when it got here, it's like, oh, it's happening quick. But you know what? I'm ready, man. I think it's about time we get back to some real basketball that means something. Um, I think the Knicks are in a good position. I think that, now things, can at least relax a little bit. Let's just focus on basketball. Let's stop with the rumors and all the other stuff and just get to work, man. Let's get it going. I think the Giannis Antetokounmpo stuff has, or should I say Giannis Antetokounmpo stuff has really kind of, taken some excitement off of the team because before this stuff came out again and started to feel more real, everybody was excited about the team, hoping the Knicks would win anywhere between 55 and 60 games. And yeah, we should be, first or second in the East, and we should definitely it's finals or bust and all this stuff. And we were feeling good about the team. Then all of a sudden this Giannis talk starts happening, and everybody's like, oh well, you gotta go get Giannis now, man. We need him. We ain't gonna be able to win without Giannis. I mean, you can't leave Giannis out there. Listen, Giannis is a great player. And any team, when they have a chance to go get Giannis, should go get Giannis. But when you build a team and invest and put your money and everything in the team to get them to this point and you think you have a chance to win, you have to follow your gut. You got to believe in what you're doing here. What's the point? You can't always hope that there's going to be some trade piece out there that gets you over the top, because sometimes it doesn't happen. Giannis could easily say, you know what? I slept on it. Me and my wife talked. Milwaukee's my home. I'm a buck for life. You know what I mean? So like y'all, we gotta stop looking. I told y'all last week, we gotta stop with this hero complex. Stop looking for the savior. If the guy's out there, and we can get him without giving up the farm, then we go get him. But if it takes everything, then you got to say no, or you just wait until something changes. But right now, we got to focus on the team we got, and I think we got a pretty damn good team. And we haven't even so the interesting thing about what Mike Brown has done is that he hasn't given you guys, or given us, should I say, a dress rehearsal, right? So we haven't even seen the guys all together in this in the way that he wants them to play, straight out. Starters, bench. We have not seen it yet. You're gonna see it Wednesday. So I think that's pretty good. It's pretty dope. And also, you can't be you can't be unimpressed with the team because you haven't seen the team the way you're gonna see the team. So, so I think that's pretty dope. You know, um, let me see here. And excuse me, guys, if you hear any sounds or any extra noise in the background, I am not by myself. I'm in an Airbnb, and it's like, it's a freaking house, and so there's different people. I don't know. Got to do what you got to do for the fam. Um, but yeah. So I think that we all should be really, really happy with what this team has, become in front of us, and understand that it's only going to get better. I mean, we haven't even seen them play at their best, and we're not going to see it anytime soon. You know what I mean? That's a good feeling. You guys be like, "What do you mean, Ron?" Well, even if they come out the gate winning games, that's not the best of the Knicks. You're not going to see the best until we get deeper into the season when they've had multiple games of playing these systems and getting their rhythm together. Like after a month or two, that's when you start to see, okay, how they play, and if they play at their best at that point, then hey, this they locked in. This is their best. Or if they play at their worst, then hey, this is the worst it's going to be. So, but I'm feeling very confident. I feel really good about the team. There's a lot going on, a lot of rumors and all this stuff, but we got to focus on what's the here and now and what's in front of us. Because, like I said, bottom line is nothing is for certain. Anytime anything can change. Giannis can change his mind, and therefore all the Knick fans is like, we can't win without Giannis, or we need to get him, and he goes away. Then you're like, what are you gonna do now? Are you gonna give up on the team? No, you're gonna rock with the team you got, and hopefully they can do it. And I think this team has a good shot because I like the fact that we haven't even seen them all together playing in the way they want to play. That's dope. To me, that's dope. I like the fact that Mike Brown has chose to run the see that's I was wondering how he was going to do this, guys, and this is something that we haven't really touched on here. I was wondering how Mike Brown was going to be able to get through to the guys and teach them components of his system in such a short amount of time, knowing that they've had 4 or 5 years under Tibbs' system. And this is a smart way to do it. You teach them motion offense, you teach them how to share the ball, you teach them how to create better pace and spacing. And then you say, I'm not going to call any plays. You guys know how to run plays. If we need to run plays, we will run plays. I'm just going to let you run this motion, spacing, pace offense for the whole preseason so that you guys can get into the habit of moving the ball and sharing and moving yourselves. I think that's a great idea. I'm more mad at myself that I didn't see it earlier in the preseason games and that we didn't talk about it, because I think it's a really good idea. That's a great way. Like that's like cramming for a test. You know what I mean? Like getting the guys to buy in as fast as possible. Don't give them no plays to get them worrying about that. Just focus on them sharing the ball, moving the ball, and getting into the habit of moving with pace and being spaced and quicker, and just continuing to look for one another on the court. I think that's a really good idea. I think shout out to Mike Brown, man. Um, um, Shout out to Sherwin. He says, Ron, Mike Brown runs the same offense as Tibbs. It's just faster. Well, technically, you're right. And we talked about this last week. There's a base offense that everybody in the NBA runs. We talked about that. But what I'm telling you is Mike Brown is not running set plays. There's just stuff that that you have to come out in a base set that everybody runs. Like you come onto a basketball court, you've learned this from high school, from college. You just go out there and you line up a certain way. That stuff is happening. when they say we're not running any plays, that doesn't mean guys don't know what to do. That just means there's no set plays. There's no eagle eye or any. I'm not getting into that. There's no names for certain plays that they're running. They are just going out there. Someone's bringing the ball down the court and initially getting a handoff or passing the ball to the next person. Then they're cutting behind each other or they're motioning around and then just switch up depending on how the ball comes up the court and who has the ball and then who gets passed to. That's what decides on what the motion is going to be. That's motion offense. That's motion basketball. We're not used to it as much because the Knicks weren't doing that last year, but they're doing it now. But so the whole point is just because someone says we're not running plays doesn't mean you're not, it's not an offense. You're still creating an offense with your movement. You're just not running set plays. You're not calling out set plays. Oh, once they, and I think it's smart that he's doing that, but once they, sorry guys, I know that I could tell that my that I got a bad signal that came through right there that didn't. I hope everything is okay. Y'all can hear me all right. Like I said, bear with me. I'm in a location that I normally would not be in. The internet is okay, but it could be spotty when it comes to streaming. And that's the thing that a lot of people, yeah, I know D-Rex, I know I froze. A lot of people don't understand when it comes to streaming. You could have good internet for watching TV, watching cable, whatever it is, for playing the game. But when it comes to streaming, your internet strength has to be very strong, especially if you're streaming in HD. So I apologize. I hope you guys can see and hear me now. Let me just check something. I don't want to take up too much bandwidth, but I want to see what's going on. So bear with me. Okay. All right. So the signal seems okay right now. All right. I'll keep this up unless I notice that it's messing around. So that way I can check and see how you guys see it. All right, cool. All right. So anyway, like I'm saying, y'all, I apologize once again. Understand that the signal may be a little spotty. It may go in and out because I am, you know, isolating at an undisclosed location. Yeah, I'm like filming a movie here right now. Like, what are we doing? Anyway, yeah. But so just trying to get better. You know what I mean? Um, so I apologize. But yeah, I think that it's one of those things that they'll find a way. The other thing I wanted to talk about real quick before I really get into the chat and what you guys are saying. Shout out to my brother LQ in the building. What up, my guy? Appreciate you. Good to see you. Hope you and the fam are doing well. Um, oh, good to know, Carrie. I didn't know that. Okay. Well, um, Malcolm Brogdon. Hey, so there's a lot of theories about Malcolm Brogdon. First off, you guys know this already. When Malcolm Brogdon's name first came up, I'm not the biggest fan of Malcolm Brogdon. I know I'm in the minority here. I didn't care about Malcolm Brogdon. I just kept saying Landry Shamet. That's my guy. Sorry. I know people like Gary Bird, Garrison Matthews. I like him too. But I'll be honest. If you wanted to tell me if I had a choice between who I think will help the team more for a full it froze again. I know. This is a pain in the butt. Pain in the butt, man. I'm sorry. I know this is going to be a tough show to get through, guys, but I'm going to try my best. Try my best. So bear with me, guys. I'm sorry. The internet is just going to be spotty. We'll see. I know, Anthony. For those, who are coming in late, I am isolating at a different location. I'm in the health and safety protocols. And so therefore the internet that I'm using is not the greatest, but it's getting me through. Um so D-Rex says, Ron, why not let somebody else host with a better connection? Um Because in order for me to let somebody else host, I basically have to give them the keys to my stuff. I got to give them the passwords and everything to everything I got going on and let them be able to move in and out of all my stuff. And I don't know about you, but I've seen a lot of YouTube dangers and I've seen people lose channels, people have other issues that go on, and I don't want anything to happen. Even if I trust the person, anything can happen where they can mess up one thing or they could accidentally do something, and then my channel is messed up and then I got to work with YouTube to get it back in the way that it was before. I've seen that as a nightmare too. So yeah, unfortunately this is what it is. Look, I look at it like this: we can talk and try to get through it and have a conversation for 1 week while I'm here, or I cannot do the show and just postpone until next week. You know what I mean? But I don't want to do that. I want to try to be able to, because first off, not for nothing, I'm used to doing it every Saturday, and you guys are therapy too. And I'm out here, isolating. I need some therapy. Oh man, you know how it is. It stinks though, but I got a nice black background. Hmm? All right, so back to it. Um, so there's a lot of theories about Malcolm Brogdon, why he did this. I heard another theory last night that I thought was very plausible, and I'm sure the person at some point will be on today to explain that theory. I actually think, because I'm a conspiracy theorist, I'm thinking. Um, I don't know. I don't want to say that, bro, but because I think Malcolm Brogdon used us. Honestly, because I remember my reason for not really liking Malcolm Brogdon is because every time his name came up with regards to the Knicks, he never wanted to come here. Never. And he even said, I don't want to go to New York. And then all of a sudden now, I saw something in New York and, I think we could win a championship there and I want to be a part of that. And it threw me for a loop. I was like, okay, cool. I mean, he likes what we got going on. And then all of a sudden, um, you know, he's in love with what we got going on and wouldn't want to be anywhere else. And then he retires. Now, granted, I do know that his game, that as Latoria was saying, he was looking old and slow. Shout out to you, Latoria. Let's go. He was looking old and slow. It's true. But I kind of feel like my man was on his way out. I feel like he was going to retire anyway. I think, and someone pointed out the whole thing about status time and him having to be a part of in the league or whatever for a certain period of time so he can make sure he gets his retirement bit. I don't know, man. I'm conspiracy theories, but I don't know. Seems a little funky. Just saying. Seems a little funky. You want to hear a flip side? So that's the conspiracy theory, that he used us to make sure that when he was able to retire and get what he's supposed to get because of service time, or at least being a part of another organization which qualified him to retire and get benefits a certain way because of time. Here's a flip side, guys. I know I come out with some wild theories sometimes. The Knicks are a really good organization with really good people. What if Malcolm Brogdon was never supposed to make this team? What if Leon Rose and fam um, knew Malcolm Brogdon's situation, knew he wanted to retire, knew all of this stuff, and threw him a bone, and then gave us the narrative like Malcolm Brogdon wants to make the team, but they knew all along that this was going to happen just to allow him to retire. And I say that because the Knicks, behind the scenes, the Knicks do stuff like that. We've seen the Knicks do a lot of uh, signing and letting go in the past. Every year they sign a bunch of young kids for different reasons, contract reasons and stuff. And then there's sometimes that they do a favor, and I'm like, why are they giving this guy money? And who is this dude? And then all of a sudden he's gone. They waive him 5 days later or 3 days later. I don't know. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if they were doing a solid for Malcolm Brogdon while also putting some fear, not fear, but competition in the rest of the guys, making these guys push themselves, making Tyler Kolek push himself, knowing that he had the job. I'm just listen, conspiracy theories, but I'm just saying, I wouldn't be surprised. Um, so I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, but I ain't stressing it. The other thing I wanted to touch on real quick before I get to the chat and then I put the invite out there is guys, look, as I told you before, as I started the show off with this whole savior complex, us feeling like we need to go get Giannis or else um that is not just for Giannis, guys. That's for a lot of players, man. I see what's going on in the league. Everybody's talking about Oladipo and uh Spencer Dinwiddie just got released, and somehow Ben Simmons' name came up again. What are we doing, guys? What are we doing, y'all? Let move on, yo. First off, first off, I don't want to hear Ben Simmons' name again. I'm done with Ben Simmons. He had his moment. He had a chance to be with the team. He chose not to, contemplating retirement, possibly going overseas. I want to say something else, but I'm a professional. So forget Ben Simmons, okay? Um, then we're talking about Spencer Dinwiddie. If this was a different time and I didn't feel confident or feel good about the team that the Knicks currently have, then maybe yeah, you try to go get Spencer Dinwiddie. And I don't know, the Knicks may still figure out a way to go get Spencer Dinwiddie, but I'm not thinking about no Spencer Dinwiddie. I'm happy with the team I got. They got guys right now that we are still talking about that should be up on this team. We're talking about Garrison Matthews who can help. I know some of y'all don't believe this, but I feel like Landry Shamet can help and he should be a part of this team. And so now we're worrying about, once again going back to trading Dadier or Kolek to make room for Spencer Dinwiddie, because that's what would have to happen. I'm not doing all that. I'm not doing it unless something is different. But come on, man, what we doing? And then the Victor Oladipo stuff. Listen, point blank period. Victor Oladipo is nice. He's always been nice, and you put him on this Nick team right now, he can definitely help us get to another level. The problem with Victor Oladipo, there's two problems actually. First off, Victor Oladipo and Jordan Clarkson are the same thing. Okay, Victor Oladipo is a little more skilled, and when healthy, he's probably better than Jordan Clarkson. But the point of Jordan Clarkson is to give us that spark, give us that bench scoring, and he has to have touches. He needs to have the ball. He's got to have minutes. You don't want to bring a Victor Oladipo here and not play him. And if you bring him over here, he's going to cut into the play of Jordan Clarkson because they're in that same role. That's one part. Second part, and here's the most important part. Victor Oladipo gets hurt, guys. You know how sometimes you can get a player and you're like, hey, he sometimes gets hurt a lot, man. You never know with him. He might no. Victor Oladipo gets hurt. I've it's sad to say, I always liked Oladipo. I always thought he was a bucket, and I know he used to give the Knicks nightmare. He used to give a lot of teams nightmares when he was healthy. Victor Oladipo can't stay healthy. I don't care what he's doing. If he went and got the fountain of youth, he is going to, once you put the wear and tear in your body of playing NBA games, he's going to break down. Knock on wood. I don't wish that for him. I hope he gets a shot somewhere and can play. I'm telling you, almost more than likely, Victor Oladipo is going to get hurt. He has too many um injuries that have been significant, and that takes a lot of toll on your body. I don't I would not invest in bringing Victor Oladipo here just for him to play and look good a couple games and then get hurt, and then that's it. Victor Oladipo is out of here. And if he plays a certain amount of games with the team, then he that money can be guaranteed, and we can't use it to go get anybody else or do anything else. And you have, by doing that, think of the trickle down effect. You want Victor Oladipo. You got to trade somebody to bring him here. You trade Kolek or you trade Daddier. You open up the spot. You sign Victor Oladipo to the 2 million, whatever. He plays maybe 20 games or 20 to 30. I don't know how many it would qualify him for him to get the rest of his money. He plays the qualifying amount. Then he gets hurt for the rest of the season. You owe him the rest of the 2 million or whatever it is, and you've already traded Dadier or Kolek, and now you're out. With, as far as you lost out on one of those players, and you lost Oladipo. That's a nightmare scenario, y'all. That's a nightmare. So anyway, I'm just saying, guys, don't get me wrong. I like Oladipo. I would want him here too. I've always liked Oladipo. He's a bucket, but can't do it. Can't do it. Sorry, guys. Okay. Shane Larkin is available, Yuri. Oh, interesting. All right, let me read the chat. Let's see what you guys got going on. And guys, I mean, listen, when we talked about this before, and we talked about Tyler Kolek, and people, before the summer league, everything was glowing about Tyler Kolek. The only bad thing is you knew he didn't play defense, but you saw him play with the NBA team. You saw him do some good things. You saw him run the offense at spurts and times, and no one had anything really negative to say about that, right? Nobody was talking about he's slow or he can't break down guys off the dribble. He can't get to his spots. Nobody was talking about any of that until the summer league. And then, he had some bad moments. And then he had that one really good game, but we weren't feeling too great about him. Then we get into the preseason. He doesn't look that phenomenal, that great. And we're like, maybe it's time. Maybe people are right. But preseason game 4, he goes out there and he gets busy. And he looked comfortable doing it. And even in the preseason game 5, last night's game, he didn't play a bunch of minutes, but he played a good amount. And he looked good. So, what's the problem? Why can't we give him the keys? Why can't he be the backup point guard? I don't understand. What does he have to do? We got to give the guy a shot. Um, all I can say is let's give the kid a chance to see what he can do before we say he can't do it or he's not the answer. The team is going to be moving differently. Let's let it work out. All right, let me put the invite out there. And I'm sorry, guys. I apologize ahead of time. Anybody who might have wanted to call in today, obviously you can't. I'm not in my setup, so I can't take phone calls. I don't have anything hooked up to be able to do that, so I apologize. But next week, hopefully, I'll be back at my regularly scheduled spot, home, and also, maybe this will look a little different too, because next week starts season 6. It was going to start this week for me, but I said next week. So next week we'll start season 6, and we'll may change things around a little bit. You know what I mean? New look, new Knicks season. All right. Shout out to Walter Blackman in the building. What up, Walter? Good to see you. He said, "Good morning, Ron and the Knicks family." Shout out to Wonder Woman in the building. What up, Wonder Woman? Let's go. Good to see you. Said, "Good morning, Ron," in the chat. Wishing everyone a wonderful day. Sunny Breeze is in the building. What up, Sunny? Said, "What's up, Uncle Ron? Knicks need to keep Muhammad. Knicks will get 60 wins." I like it. And I like what I saw from Muhammad Diawara, too. I will tell you, look, calling a spade a spade. He's got to work on his shooting. That outside shot is not liquid. It needs some work. But I like his activeness, man. He's active on defense. He is active on offense. He runs up and down the court. He's getting to spots that in a way that we haven't seen from someone on this team with that type of height. He's playing the way I would want Dadier to play. I'm just saying, guys. I don't know what you want to read into that, but you know what I'm saying. If Dadier was playing that way, there would be no room for no Diawara. But no. Shout out to Shy Powers. Salute, salute, salute. My brother who will be joining me. Nick's Real Talk in the building. Shout out to him and my brother Divine. Please always continue to support and show them love. What's going on here with this? Why is this not oh, there we go. All right. Shout out to E. Gibson in the building. So I like Diawara. He has some size and runs the floor. Yes, he does. Yeah, you ain't lying, bro. He looked good doing that. Shout out to Hot Grabber 718. What's good? Says salute, Ron. Good afternoon. Appreciate you. Good to see you. Shout out to Jersey Shore 74. Peace to the chat. Once again, shout out to Sherwin. Salute. Um, Once again, shout out to Latoria B in the building. What up, Latoria? Nostalgic Nick is in the building. Says salute, Ron G. What's good? Krim's dad is in the building. Salute. Said have to bring up baseball again. Anyone who didn't see the greatest individual performance in sports history yesterday needs to watch Shohei Ohtani yesterday. Oh my God, that is a savior, a hero. Yeah, Ohtani is different, bro. He's so good that we sometimes downplay how good he is. He's ridiculous. um, Even me as a Met fan and loving what Juan Soto did this year and all those incredible numbers he put up, you put those numbers side by side with Ohtani, and Ohtani still has him beat. Is that ridiculous? I mean, not in the stolen bases, but every other category, Ohtani is a freaking monster. I don't know, man. He's the just probably the greatest of our generation. I mean, this generation now. He's gonna go down as one of the best ever. He's incredible. And that's the reason why the Dodgers are probably going to win again. I hate the fact that the Dodgers keep winning. I'll be honest with you. Um, you know, but they are a really good put together team. I don't know. And plus they spent the money and people want to go there. So Carlos Tejada's in the building. Salute. Let's go, Knicks. Aunt Doobie, 11:30 in the building. Said he can't beat us either way. We have the leverage. Ooh, okay. All right. Probably talking about to be honest. David Smith is in the building. What up, David? And I know I got people waiting for me backstage. Let me just breeze through and say what's up to a couple more people. Then I get them up here. It says salute to Ron in the chat. Team basketball and ball movement, including getting Cat and OG more involved in the offense, or team cannot succeed. Okay, I can dig that. Fritz Alcindor Jr. in the building. NBA Economy Show and the Nick of Time Show is in the building with my guy Fritz. Salute, brother. D Block, D Block, D Block, D Block in the building. What up, D Block? Salute to my brother Ron and the Knicks community. The new season is upon us. Let's go, Knicks. Salute, brother. Hope you're doing well. Nick P is in the building. Salute, Nick P. My brother Kerry Cox is in the building. What up, Kerry? Good to see you as always. There you go. All right, sorry. I'm breezing through, guys. D Rex is in the building, which we already talked, and you'll see more of D Rex soon. Anthony D is in the building. Salute to Anthony as well. Animal Lex is here. Salute Animal. Salute everyone. I thought Malcolm Brogdon was the perfect backup for Brunson, so I'm a little upset, but I'll get over it. I hear you, brother. Okay. JW is in the building. Salute JW. Said Big Ron. Salute. Stay strong, brother. We appreciate you. Thanks, man. Listen, yeah, I'm gonna tell you something. Just real life stuff. There's nothing worse than being one of the few people that you see on a daily basis walking around with Purell in your pocket, always washing your hands, wearing a mask in and out of stores, wearing a mask at work, and then no one else in my job wears a mask, and I'm the one that catches something. There's nothing worse than that feeling. It's ridiculous to me. And then you find out one of your coworkers had something and didn't tell you, and then a week later you get it. Let me tell you something. I ain't gonna even talk about it. I don't want to put it out there, but I was mad enough that Mr. Ron would have been looking for a new place of employment. I was pissed. But whatever. Let's move on. Double D, you good, bro? We all appreciate you and your content every week. Appreciate you, Double D. Thanks, man. Slim Slammer. Who's got the keys to? Okay, we got used. He's talking about Brogdon. All right. Wolverines 1986. Hello, all. What's good? Brogdon retiring was a slap in the face of the Knicks. He doesn't think Cora, Brunson, Cat, and OG were good enough. Who needs him? No, I don't think that's it, Wolverine. I think, like I said, I think there was something else going on there. And outside of it, we know he definitely looked a lot slower than we expected. Maybe he looked a little slower to himself too. But who knows? I still think there's something else going on there, what kind of points to what I was saying earlier. It had a lot to do with his retirement. I don't know, man. I don't trust it. All right, I'm breezing through, guys. Sorry. Rasul Thomas in the building. What up, Rasul? Yuri is in the building. What up, Yuri? Once again. Okay. Knicks will be 2026 champs. Says forget all about Oladipo. I hear you, brother. Buzzer Beater is here. What up, Buzzer Beater? All right, I'm always at the bottom here, guys. Sorry, I just want to give everybody some love real quick. You know how I do on Saturdays. It's about everybody, man. Shout out to Sharice Duncan. We still need a backup point guard, though. I don't know, Sharice. I mean, listen, Kolek may be the guy. And once again, let me just say, I understand people still feel a certain way about Kolek, but as I said before, the real reason that I'm high on giving Kolek a chance is Mike Brown's system. If this was Tibbs' system, I wouldn't feel as good about it. But because Mike Brown's system is move the ball motion. And you could even see last night, there was a point where Kolek tried to set the offense. He passed the ball up. The defense played well. They had to rotate the ball back out and then get it to Kolek again. Then he had to reinitiate the offense, and they found a good shot. Like, that happens better under Mike Brown's system because the ball is constantly moving and the bodies are moving. In another system, maybe not so much. And that allows Kolek to have to create more off the dribble, which he can do. But, it works a lot better when everybody's moving to give him an opportunity to floor space and make a better decision. So, like I said, I think this situation works really good for Kolek. Shout out to Joe Curry in the building. What up, Joe Curry? If Frank can play point guard, then yes. Shout out to Randu 1973. Salute Randu. Good to see you, brother. And okay. And we got a super chat. Not as good as my button, huh? I know. Anyway, shout out to NYC B-Ball 08. Thank you for the generous super chat. Would you consider Markelle Fultz, hearing he's available? Let's go, Knicks. You know what? Honestly, NYC B-Ball, I wouldn't consider Markelle Fultz, only because, and it's not because of his injury history. I think he could probably stay fairly healthy. He might get hurt, but he hasn't had, like, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think he's had significant injuries the past year or so. So I think the issue with Markelle Fultz is just that he is someone that I don't think can shoot. And if you're a backup point guard, yes, you want to facilitate the offense and get good shots for other people, but you have to have some threat. Like, the defense got to be scared of you, and you got to be able to knock it down consistently at some point. Like, you got, whether it's a 3 or a 2, you got to be able to hit a mid-range shot. And that mid-range shot allows you to keep the defense honest. You break them down, you get into the paint, you dribble, drive, and dish, the 3 Ds. You know what I love to say. So I think that, with him, I just question that shot. The shot is a little funky sometimes. He's had moments. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, I mean, he's, just very talented. He was the number 1 pick for a reason. But he did change his shot. That might have been, listen, let me tell you something. You talk about the worst advice ever. This dude was the number 1 pick, and some stupid ass trainer or person he confided in told him to change his shot. And he has never been the same since. Forget the injuries. Who tells a number 1 pick to change their shot? The dumbest advice that anybody could ever give somebody. I'm a number 1 pick, and I'm going to listen to you telling me to change my jump shot. The worst. Okay. All right. I think that's it, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Hope I didn't miss anybody. If I did, it's not for lack of trying. You know how it is. Oh, my brother Big Lou in the building. Good afternoon, Ron and the Knicks family. I like the team we have. Mike Brown with his offense and defensive coaches look good with the movement. Shout out to you, Big Lou. I hope you're doing well and in the best of health, my brother. Good to see you. Okay. All right. Let me bring my guys up here. Let me switch this. What up, brother?
What's up, y'all? What's up, Knicks fan, Nick Nation? How you doing? Shaw, everybody.
Yeah, man. Good to see y'all. Oh wait, hold on. I got you, Yuri. Hold on. Let me drop it. Okay. So what's on your mind, brother? How you feeling?
Me, Shaw?
Yeah. Oh, what up, Shaw?
I'm feeling good. I really enjoyed the game. I've enjoyed this preseason 4-1. I mean, not that preseason record, who cares? But I would say the Timberwolves game was really competitive. You know the Timberwolves don't want to lose to the Knicks. That's inarguable, And I thought that game was pretty competitive. I really liked that game. I also just really like the way that Mike Brown had been flexible and creative. The starters have been flexible. There's definitely some areas of concern. I think something people have been overlooking, again, preseason or whatever. Yabusele struggled in the preseason. I'm not writing him off. I like him. I'm rooting for him. But for him to find his footing in the offense and what he's good at and not good at, he's not quick. He's not agile. Side to side and lateral quickness he's just not good at it. It's not his type, his style. Defense, he definitely cannot play the 5. We can all clearly see that at this point. Him at the 5 is not a good option. No, sir. And yeah, a very quick lateral quickness team like the Wizards, bro. They have him spinning out there. It was hard. It was hard. He's also not a good rebounder. And he can't score from his left. Stuff at research. I like him. I think he has a place in this team. But okay, if he can get a big runway and a big head of steam down him, then he's hard to stop. But just sprinting from 0 to 60, transition offense, I don't think is really his game. He needs to get some speed. You know what I'm saying? He's good in the post, stuff like that. But something to discuss there. Also, yeah, Jordan Clarkson. People saying Jordan Clarkson can be PG over Kolek. I'm like, bro, I hope you get your wish. I hope you get your wish as Jordan Clarkson as the main backup PG of his team. Because for the 2 games before last, he had a 0 to 6 assist to turnover ratio, I think. So no assists and 6 turnovers. I'm like, it's to me, it gets to be a point where it's ridiculous. Where if people memory hold so much of last season because of Tibbs, and I'm like, at a certain point, we understand that yes, Kolek's a bad defender, this and that. When he's putting up historic NBA assist to turnover numbers, not in preseason, not in summer league, in the actual NBA, playing with his team, making NBA records that have never been made for assist to turnover ratios. You got to give the guy a little tiny nugget of credit. A little. He's a rookie. Okay, we got it. He's a young player. He can't play. Got it. Thank you. When the competitor is 0 to 6 turnover to assist ratio, and Kolek, for example, in the NBA, they said this on the broadcast last night. That's how I remember it. Is that he had a 4-game stretch where he had 29 assists and 1 turnover. You think Jordan Clarkson is going to give you a 4-game stretch with 29 assists and 1 turnover? Bro, come on. Look me in the eye and tell me that. Nobody believes that. Come on. So we have to be a little bit real. I like Clarkson. As a matter of fact, he started off the game good. His first half was good, but then the leash got a little too loose. I don't know what happened, and he started just shooting up anything. Which, if we get the first half version of him there, boom, score, thank you, amazing. That's what we need, But yeah, we should be honest about the bad things that we saw. We didn't see too much of the starters. They all got injured, which good that they're getting load managed. Huck looked good. Actually, to be fair, because I'm usually the pro young guy here, I'll say towards the end stretch of that game, Huck looked a little tired, he could use a break, and the little faster guys was kind of spinning him around also.
Mm-hmm.
I think that again, I've been very pro Huck Porty. He's an established role in this team, but I'm also going to be fair and criticize him because first of all, it was a game low towards the end, and it really in the latter 5-10 minutes is really when it started to be bad. I don't think it was just tiredness, but I feel like someone drives to the rim, he's great. He's going to be an elite shot blocker. Someone's on the perimeter shooting a 3, he can block them there. If they shoot a long 2 or it's an alley-oop type situation, you know what I mean? Just shoot a long 2 over him fadeaway or something like that. It's kind of hard for him. You know what I mean? And he can kind of be exploited that way. A quick little, almost like a deuce type. Just gets in quick, dribbles, he messed it up. So I think he definitely could struggle in certain situations. And I don't know. I mean, last thing, I'll land my plane with this. Diawara, I think, especially after last night, granted, okay, 1 preseason game, I understand. Can we just skip the whole rigmarole of with this particular kid that rookies can't play and they're useless, and this kid we could get some help from this season? Come on, let's just skip the whole routine because just look at him and how he plays and how much easier life was for Jalen Brunson playing next to this 6'9". Do you see how tall he was when he jumped for that rebound, bro? You know the one. It was ridiculous, bro. Yep. Alan Hahn said he picked it up off the ceiling. We do not have that element, bro. Even OG Anunoby, just going grabbing for rebounds, jumping. I don't want OG Anunoby jumping for rebounds like that, bro. Let him on. If he's hungry and wants to get after like that, be my guest. His shot is probably going to be rough. I don't really buy. He'll be, good maybe one night, but overall, I think he's not. It's going to be tough for him to really level up his 3-point shooting, but the handles, the passing, the transition, how long is the list? That he's already pretty much a useful piece. The defense, we drafted him for the defense. Everything else is all this other extra stuff.
I will tell you that, and I want to get to Shah First off, let me tell Yuri. Yuri, I don't. You're not connecting, so it says that your mic and everything is not connected. Oh, there you go. Look at that. All right, hold on.
Jemison was good too. Also, shout out to Jemison.
Yeah, Jemison did look good. Hold on.
Okay, finally.
Hey, Yuri.
I had myself muted. My
No, you're
bad.
good now.
Um,
Oh wait, but hold on. I want to get to. I want to say something real quick, then get to shot. Then I'll get to you. Okay.
mhm.
So, Diawara, I'm gonna tell you that he is the diamond in the rough, guys. You know, Kevin McCullough Jr. is my guy. I tell you right now, do I think if Kevin McCullough Jr. was on a regular contract, he should be on this team, helping this team off the bench at some point. But he's not on a regular contract. He's on a two-way, and the Knicks are going to be very judicious or in the way they use their two ways because they, you know, you can only use them a certain amount of time, and they can't play in the playoffs. So that sucks. I think Kevin McCullough could help. Unfortunately, that's the case. Diawara is on a regular contract. He's not on a two-way, so they can use Diawara as much as they want. I will say Diawara, except for the fact that he can't really shoot that well. But I watched him work out. You guys have seen the videos up here. Maybe you've seen them on your own. He has a really good form. He can get it together with the right person helping him over time. His shot is he's somebody that you can see somebody and say, "Uh-oh, lost Yuri." Let me switch up again. He's somebody that you can see can get a shot going eventually. It's going to take him more time. He can't shoot right now, though. I'll be honest. I look at it and he just got it's too much strength in his shot, not enough touch.
He also is adjusting to a different 3-point line.
True.
But I don't think that's the reason.
No, because even when I tried to look at Diawara's numbers as far as his consistency,
he wasn't good in Fred. He wasn't good in both.
He wasn't the greatest shooter. So, but the way he moves up and down the court, dude's like a gazelle. He's something that the Knicks could use. So I'm with you on that, brother. I also wanted to say real quick before I move over to Shah, I think it was Nostalgic who also said that Mike Brown runs the same offense that Tibbs does. Guys, it is like I said, everybody in the NBA uses a shell of the same offense. It's just how they tweak it to make it their own. And Mike Brown, I hope you guys look. I don't know how you feel, but I hope you guys understand that when the Knicks are out there, they are not looking the same way they looked under Tibbs. I hope you get it because I do know that there's certain points where you're going to see moments throughout the game. It has to happen that way because these dudes aren't robots and they're used to a certain thing. There's going to be moments where Jordan Clarkson goes ISO. There's going to be moments where Jalen Brunson goes ISO. Even Cat might go ISO. These guys, at a certain point, the motion offense breaks down and guys have to stop it and go do their thing. There was a point yesterday where Jalen Brunson was hot. He was on fire, knocking down everything. You know, he was calling his number a little bit. And there was a moment where he grabbed the ball. It was from the corner, and he started dribble, backing down, and then he did his little fall away shot. He missed, but Jalen Brunson needs that, and Mike Brown knows that at some points Jalen has to get his ISO on because that's where he's at his best. So just expect that there's going to be times where the motion offense breaks down and guys go ISO one on one. That's it. But the you can clearly see that they are running a similar system, but it's moving different because they're moving themselves, they're moving the ball, they're making more multiple passes, and they're finding the right guy to make a better shot. It's not perfect yet. And that's what I want to keep telling people. This is the preseason. It's been 5 games. You know how my whole thing every year I say there's contenders and pretenders. You don't know it until like a month or so into the season who starts to fall off and who starts to rise up. By that time, the Knicks offense will be exactly where it needs to be. Just give it time, guys. Give it time. Anyway, Sha, what's going on, my brother? Appreciate you as always. Good to see you. I missed your pregame last night. I had just clicked on, and you guys were just finishing, and the game was about to start. But hope you guys are doing well over there as usual. How you doing, brother?
Everything good, Ron. Thank you for having me on. Rex, good to see you today. Salute to the family in the chat. Yeah, man. Last night was a good game, and since we're on the topic of Muhammad, yeah, he's a perfect option to make Pacone obsolete. I mean, let's really talk about it. If you really want to talk about it, yeah, his shooting is not all that great yet, but Pacone right now is not shooting all that much better, you know. So, but I know one thing that I do notice from Muhammad is he drives to the hole, he can control the ball, and he can dribble the ball over the half. He really pushes the ball. He gets the ball, and he dribbles the ball up the court. You know, not like some big guys. You give them the ball, they run fast and dribble. No, he was finesse dribbling between the legs a little bit, looking around, little crossover. I was like, oh man, this guy got a little skill. So he has some hopping ability. I think he's going to be. I think he's going to be, like you said, a hidden gem that the Knicks have this year. Which, if they are going to make a move, I think that makes Pacone a little obsolete. We didn't see him last night play. We didn't see Garrison last night. The G Bird or whatever they call him. We didn't see him play too much last night. So I think the things are set up for those two guys not to play, and majority of the guys that played last night to have some rotation. I also think that the Knicks this year, prior to other years, their farm system is really working out great. These guys that they put into these two-way contracts, and I think a lot of these guys some nights will come over to help the team. You know, instead of saying we have a 14-man roster, we're more on a more like a 17-man roster. I mean, with these G League guys, because they will come over here in 40-something games. Some of them won't play in the playoff games and stuff like that, but one of them might have a shot if we do the right thing and hold on to the money. One of these guys in the G League will probably be our 15th guy, some similar to what we did to PJ Tucker last year, and go from there. I like the way they looked last night. I was waiting to see Brunson with a little bit more minutes on the court. Now the only thing I'm waiting to see is I'm surprised they didn't play Mitch last night, but they didn't need to. I'm glad Hucker Purdy got out there last night. He looking good. I say this all the time. Hucker Purdy is going to be a big asset if they start Mitchell Robinson, because he can get out there and rebound the basketball, and he can defend. I don't like Rex said, I don't want to see it either with Yabusele playing center minutes more than 3 possessions. You know what I mean? More than 3 possessions. I don't want to
Three
see
is
it.
generous, bro. 3 is more.
I'm trying, because that could be about 3-4 minutes. But yeah, I don't want to see that. I would like to see Hucker Purdy back there with Yabusele, with Josh Hart, Clarkson, and Deuce. You know what I mean? I think that's going to be somewhat the breakdown is going to be if Mitchell Robinson started. So let's get in. Shaman, he'll fill in every so often. He'll be like that 11-ish man off the thing. But whatever they do, I believe that the Knicks have showed us what they can do and how they can make moves to make the team better. And before, maybe right as we talking on the show today, by 12:30, 1 o'clock, you may see something drop real quick that the Knicks let go of 4 players and brung in 6 players and got four second round picks and 2 first round picks. I'm joking. I'm just throwing out there. No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I hear you. And I'm sorry, guys, for anybody who's just joining now. I was saying earlier, unfortunately, I'm in a different location. I'm isolating.
I hear you, Ron.
Yeah, sorry, guys. For whatever reason, it's cycling a lot. These last 4 minutes, it's been freezing and cycling. I'm gonna hit the refresh button real quick on my browser, so you may lose me. I'm not sure. You may still.
All right, Rexy. I guess he's about to hit that reset button. What do you think? What do you think about the game last night? How you feel about how the guys got out there? Or who did you see that really made an emphasis of being in this new rotation?
Me?
Yeah. There's only me and you on here, buddy.
Honestly, Jemison impressed me. I wasn't
I
expecting
did
that.
like him too. I did
You know what's
too.
funny
You're right.
is people said he looks like Mike Brown. That is just like a younger Mike Brown on the court. He does look good.
He definitely did look good last night. You're right about that. I like the way he got out there. He's a big shoulder guy, very strong. A little handsy last night, but in the prior games he did look pretty good.
He did have some fouls. It's true. I will say that.
Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
hear you now. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Jemison. You need. I think center depth is really important because that's the guys who are going to get injured, bro. You know, and now we see that Yabu. I mean, some people before it's. I'm like, bro, the same thing for me is going to be like if you put Jordan Clarkson as the main backup PG for a long stretch. It's like people were saying Yabu could play the 5. I'm like, no, he cannot. He don't jump that much. He can run fast, straight line. People said he's like a football player. You know, he's like a big, heavy. I don't know the position he would play, but agile, athletic, like side to side, quick. He do not have. He could get exploited like that. So you just got to be real, you know. And yeah, I think DOR made a case for situational spot minutes is like a must. And if not even that, like proactively against certain matchups, I'm like, now finally, that looks like a guy that might even get Siakam from trouble, you know, when we inevitably play him again, you know. People's not trying to see that any given night of the week in the NBA season, bro. They're not. That was like Mikal Bridges or something is like too much. And also, I just remembered a quick point. People said the offense is not this, like it's the same thing as Tibbs. It's completely different. From literally the first play of the game, Mikal Bridges ran and immediately attacked the basket. When all he did last year is the little midi over and over and over again, and a corner 3 that he would miss, which was off of Jalen Brunson ice. From the first play of the game, Mikal Bridges runs and attacks the basket. And last night, you saw Jalen Brunson get past the corner 3 from off-ball movement. I distinctly recall him getting a catch and shoot 3 in the corner, which, like, how many times was Jalen Brunson the corner shooter last time? You know what I'm saying? Last season. It's very different, you know? It's not the same offense.
True.
We got 57 threes and 43s. That was 2 games.
It's
quantifiably different.
They were pulling.
Definitely not. And last year, Mikel was shooting more from the break than in the corners. Yeah. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, he was shooting more from the breaks, and he definitely shooting way better from the corners already. I don't think I even seen him shoot one from the break yet. Maybe I have, but he's definitely down deep in that corner, left side or the right side, deep in that corner, shooting them 3. So that's definitely a different game than last year. And him going to the basket, like you said, Rex, is definitely excellent for him because instead of him going down there shooting that short midi, which he did do last game, he's going more aggressive to the basket and to the hole, and he's looking more aggressive defensive-wise too. So he's looking way different. I don't know. Everyone very aggressive block. He didn't have he had a bad year. I didn't see him have a bad year. I seen him have a transitional year from playing from Brooklyn to transitioning to the Knicks. He had a very good year to me. 18 points, 4 or 5 rebounds, 3 or 4 assists and stuff like that. Very big in big games, 2 big blocks, 2 steals. So he played really good in spurts last year, and I think this year will be way better in more consecutive minutes.
I'm with you on that. That makes sense.
I mean, I think if he has to play less minutes and he can give more in that time and in a defensive scheme, offensive scheme, you know, there's a rash in his energy. It's like, you know.
I'm going to see where we're at, guys. I'm going to try to give it another 20 to 30 minutes. If it's working better, we can keep the show going and keep the conversation going. But if it's going to be spotty and continuing to cycle, then I'll drag it out for another 20 to 30 minutes, and then I'll call it a day because it looks like it's broken up a little better now. It seems to be flowing, but we'll see how long it lasts. This internet is a little funky. Real quick, just want to say shout out to Carbon Intellect. He said, we can't use Jameson in the playoffs. Yeah, brother. Unfortunately, no. Because he's on a 2-way contract, he's only allowed to play for about 40 games in the regular season, and that's it. His other games are split between, the regular season and the G League, but he doesn't qualify to play in the playoffs unless we change his contract. And I don't see how they could do that unless they get rid of somebody else. But he is looking good. And shout out to those who pointing out the screens he sets. Yeah. It's a good point. Good point. Shout out to Hector Gaston in the building. Like the combo of Diawara and Huck, the Huck combo. Yeah, I hear that. Shout out to, and good to see you, Hector. He said, no cap life's analyst in the building. So I've been saying this since summer. Ron Diawara and the Russian guard we have overseas are 2 of the best prospects we have, period. Unfortunately, we're never going to see that the dude overseas, Jokubaitis, play with the. Look, I think Jokic would be a perfect person right now. The Knicks are looking for a backup point guard, and as much as I like Kolek, you guys remember that summer league when we first the rookie summer league, Kolek and Jokic were both going at it. Jokic looked good too. If he was here right now, I think it'd be his job, but he's not coming over here, guys. I think he likes where he's at. He's been given the keys. The older dude that he was behind is gone, and so now he's the dude over there. Plus, I think he's still like some people want to be here in the States in the NBA, and others are like they need to know that it's going to be worth it for them. I think Jokic is one of those that he's not 100% sold on playing over here in the States yet. Maybe he's not ready yet. He's a little younger than some of the other guys that come over here. Like even Pablo Prigioni, for example. He didn't come over here till he was already an older dude. You know, some guys like being where they're at overseas, and then if they want to do it, it's like their bucket list. They'll do it later in life. Maybe Jokic is that way, but unfortunately, by the time that happens, he won't be under the Knicks. He'll be with some other
He doesn't
team.
want to go from a star to a bench player, bro.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's a very different feeling. Like he's loved over there. He comes over here, he's just another guy. Shout out to JM3 in the building. He likes Diawara as well. Shout out to Music Man. Is that Music Man Peaks or Speaks? I don't know. Almost like Anthony Mason. Oh, he's talking about. Yeah. Okay. Shout out to you, brother. Appreciate you. Okay. And shout out to Allah Wise in the building. What up, Allah? I see you, my brother. And also, I also want to give a quick shout out to all of the people that are a part of the SKF Army. Salute to y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for rocking. Y'all know who you are. Nick's Real Talk is in the building. What up, Divine? Good to see you. He said Muhammad is nice. Yes, sir. Troy Von Toe is in the building. Appreciate it. I think it will be a problem with the Knicks play fast because when you've been a team that plays slow, now you want to play fast. There will be a lot of out of breath. They'll be out of breath quick. And so I think you're correct, but I think that's what this preseason is about, building up their stamina to play fast. And that's the reason.
Oh, no. He bounced again. Well, I was going to say, to Ron's point, I can just fill in for him if he's.
I'm just going to, every time I see on my screen, I can see when the little thing is cycling. So I know it's losing the signal. I just wait to speak until it's done. I think that's the reason why Mike Brown is going to play more people, right? He expects them to run. He expects them to be tired. But that's the reason why he's going 10-man rotation and maybe even 11 at times. Honestly, if I think what he's done in the preseason, playing all these guys, 16, 17 heads, I think he could easily play 11 or 12. I mean, granted, some people are going to lose out at moments because they'll be like, it's like watching Brunson, who had 20 in the first quarter, and telling Brunson, I'm going to put you back in there for a little bit. I'm going to take you out. I know you're cooking. Like, it only works if the Knicks are winning. But in a regular game when it's competitive, I don't see the 11, 12-man rotation. That's more of a 10-man rotation, But, it depends. It depends on how it goes. And the better they play, the more chance for people to get in there. I wanted to show something, but I'm not going to do it because I don't think this internet is going to hold up like normally. But I wanted to show the highlights of Huckaporty shooting threes. Why did I just say Huckaporty? Damn it. That's you, Sha. You
my bad.
Hook seems like a hook.
I still did that to him. I still said it. I just started calling him Hulk.
Hulk,
No, shout out to him. The Knicks have had him shooting threes. And he was knocking them down in the practice when I saw it.
Normally I wouldn't believe it, but he's got Cat teaching him. I'm like,
hey, that's good stuff.
Cat was heavy with him out there last night. You seen Cat on the court posting him up and stuff like that. That's a real good look to have him so young under Cat. I mean, everyone may not think about it, but Cat is a veteran. And who better to show
that, but he has Cat, Mitchell Robinson, and Patrick Ewing.
Yeah, he got some people to learn from. He got some good people. And why not shoot threes? The league is going with big men shooting threes anyway. We're not asking them to shoot 14 threes a game, maybe one or two. It ain't gonna hurt. Shoot up one. If he hit one, then you shoot another one. If you miss two, don't shoot no more.
Yeah, it's true. And the other thing too I wanted to say is, listen, I agree, guys, but remember, we're looking at it differently. He wasn't on our team before. I don't think Yabusele is that much bigger than he was with Philadelphia. I think it's just different because he looks a little different in the Knicks uniform, and we're looking at him compared to everybody else on our team, and he looks big. But I was watching Yabusele last night. I did this on purpose. I said, you know what? I gotta watch this dude because he do look big out there. It looks weird because we're not used to seeing somebody that size run around on the court because we haven't had a player that big. He moves, man. Yabusele be getting it. So I know he looks big, but he gets up and down the court. So we can't take it. There's You guys all know there's that one guy, right, that you played with in school or that was on a team. You're like, that dude's big, man, but he fast. Teams have that. The teams have that. Some guys are big, they're bigger size, but they move quick. There's always somebody like that in the league, in the NBA, football, whatever it is. There's the bigger dudes. Baseball, Prince Fielder, Junior. I mean, not Cecil Fielder, Prince Fielder. Prince can move. Once he gets going, watch out. And I know that some of y'all don't even know who Prince Fielder is, man. It's okay. It's all right. But you can Google him and you see that dude was big. But anyway, I just think that we can't worry too much about Yabusele's weight. Let's just worry about the other stuff, like what D-Rex
let,
is
let,
saying,
let,
what y'all
let,
was
let's
saying.
wor- let's worry more about him hitting those 3-pointers that he hit last night. You know what I mean? Well, he
Facts,
was so
facts. And he can shoot
he
it.
was
He
so
just
yeah, he
hasn't
was like, whoa,
for
that was
Yabusele, he
finally.
just
Well,
hasn't
you all
found
saw
his
he
rhythm
literally
yet.
went like
But he
that.
can shoot it.
Yeah.
That was a big one for him. He did need some time to like get into his shot, like to get set and do his whatever thing.
Terrible, man. This freezing is crazy. They're spinning, they're spinning, they're spinning. Y'all don't see it, but I see it.
Yeah, I know. I know, especially from not being in your studio to seeing it like have to mess with everybody else's Wi-Fi. I could imagine.
It's killing me because everything is eating off of my Wi-Fi, obviously. And it's just not, and like I said, once again, guys, I'm gonna say it. This is the last time I'm gonna say it because there's 123 people watching. This is a good amount of people. I'm not gonna say it again. I am isolating. I'm in the health and safety protocols. I'm at a different location, and the location that I'm in like it's shared internet. There's more than one Airbnb in this place, or so I don't know how many people's using the internet, but I'm not the only one, and that's what's messing it up because there's a lot of people piggybacking off the same internet. Is what it is. Okay, so moving on. Uh, how do you guys feel about? And so the good thing is a question I had last week was about guys feeling comfortable, and I didn't think they felt comfortable. But a good thing we saw yesterday is some of the questions I was having, guys actually looked comfortable. Brunson looked great. Jordan Clarkson came out the gate, started to feel comfortable. So, sometimes it just takes time. Guys just, get the rhythm going and also the playing time and getting the shots up. You start to see them and what they can do. I think Clarkson I don't know what he finished with. Was it 11 or 15? Something like that. But he looked the best that he's looked in a real actual game situation with the Knicks. So that was good. And Brunson looked like Brunson. If anybody was questioning how's Brunson going to work in this offense, that was typical Brunson last night, cooking. 31 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds. For
The
those who
rebounds,
always
by the
get on
way, the
Brunson,
rebounds, and he had like a block almost. They didn't credit
that's
him.
what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying. Like,
I thought he
It's
looked
Brunson.
not
good.
that it's not that he doesn't play defense. It's that he closes out. Just some of his closeout is going against guys that's already 6'6".
Yeah.
I mean, he's 6'1". You know, what I mean that's the downside to him closing out. If he was 6'5", close down on a guy that's 6'5", you put more defense in his face when you jump for the shot. But when you 6'5" and you shooting over a 6'1" guy, you get a cleaner look. Sometimes depends on how you set the defense. You go at him, look like you about to tackle him. I mean, you might
He
scare
a
him or
dog.
something
He a
like
dog.
that.
He puts a lot of effort into it for
I
sure.
don't know.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Is you for real? Or are you just saying that, Kareem? Robert Tractor Trailer was your cousin? Or is your cousin? I remember Tractor Trailer, bro. He was nice. He was a big dude. He would watch out, bro. He would cook you. He was a lefty too, which made him special. If that's for real, Kareem, I didn't know that. That's dope, though. Man, yeah, he was a big dude too. There's, like I said, there's some big dudes like that get in the game and they can play, and they move on at a bigger weight. I want to say the Knicks had somebody, but he wasn't really as big. He was a little bit more fit until he got older, but he wasn't really that big. I'm thinking of Shah, the lefty, not Othello Harrington, the dude who was nice that played with Memphis all those years. He
What are you
played
talking
with
about? Hold on.
he
That's
played with
messed up.
David Lee and
The guy that couldn't jump off the floor but 1 inch, right? Hold up, you talking about
no,
wait a
I'm
minute. Who,
shoot, man, y'all know in the chat.
play with David Lee. Not the dude with
And
the
we're back.
corn braids, right?
Thank you. No, the nostalgia guy, it's Zebo.
Zebo.
What the hell is his real name? Zach Randolph. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Couldn't get on the
Yeah.
floor
Zach
but
Randolph.
2 inches. Yeah.
Zach Randolph was dope. He was a good player. Yeah. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all, guys. Chat,
Yeah,
always holding it down.
he wasn't gonna dunk on you, but he'll definitely finesse you. Zach Randolph. Ron went into the Matrix again. All right, this might be the last Matrix one, Mike.
This is wild, B. Like I said, I'm a bear with me, y'all. I know I apologize. This is not how I like to run the show. It is what it is. I tried to put something up here, but I didn't think it was gonna run into this problem. I'm gonna give it another 10 or 15 minutes. We'll see what we can do. Oh wait, I'm just playing. That's me.
Yeah,
anyway,
I was about to say you over here kung fu fighting over here. Like, what is this?
You got me confused for a second.
What is this? What is this?
Yeah. All right. Let me at least try to get Jay in here for a little bit before I shut her down, because this is, there's nothing worse than being a content creator and can't put content out that I feel people can enjoy watching because of all this freezing. That's stressful, bro. Piss me off, man.
Before you go, let me get ready to go because we have been on maybe about a half hour, 40 minutes. You've been on about an hour. I'm gonna get up and go out here. I got a new flash in it. I got a new card in the mail. I'm about to go spend all the money on it. So I will see you guys. I will see you guys a little later, man. Rex, be easy. Ron, take it easy. Salute to the family in the chat. We'll be on tonight too, just in case. I believe around 8:00 for the recap. Knicks Real Talk. Thanks again. Peace.
All right, brother. Switch to the 2-man. If I could switch to the 2-man. What's up with my? They're trying to play me, man. Hold on. There we go. There's the 2-man. All right, so yeah, I'm waiting. I sent the invite out for Jay, the chosen one, so maybe he can come in for a little bit and say some stuff. Terrible, man. It's terrible. CC says, shout out to you. My brother says, check if your area has ingress. I will do that. Well, I mean, like I said, at this point, it don't matter because by next week, Saturday, I should be back home. So I don't plan on being here again doing this. But I appreciate the thought, and I will definitely keep that in mind, man. Okay, so let me ask you this, D-Rex. Do you feel like, because today is D-Day, the Knicks have to make the final decision on the roster today. We don't know what they're going to do. I don't think they're going to make a trade. I don't think they're trading Dottie or anybody. So it's just all about really deciding on if you're going to keep Shamet or keep Gary Bird over there. What do you think they should do?
I mean, they already did the opposite of what I wanted. They kept Landry and they waived Shamet. Or they kept Landry and they waived Garrison Matthews.
Oh, wait. When did that happen? I missed it?
Like yesterday?
Seriously?
Yeah.
Landry
Shamet's on the team.
Oh,
and Matthews.
forget it. You know what? I didn't see that. I didn't notice it. When I Googled last night I was doing something, and then I did my little Nick thing. I try to look at current Nick news. I didn't see it, but I didn't go deep into looking into stuff.
Well,
So
I got
then
you in the panel.
there you go. Then it is what it is. It's done already.
I mean, I don't buy Landry Shamet as a defender. I think that's like a myth. I think it's like gaslighting. As you say, and as I've seen people say when he was on the Suns, he's performative. It's theatrical. He does as much as he can, and God bless the guy. The ball still goes in most of the time. He's just not a good defender.
Nothing worse than watching him. I don't know if it was
Bro, they had this guy defending LeBron James for 2 possessions. Like, come on.
Well, remember, the whole thing is Landry Shamet is the 11th guy off the bench. We're not really expecting him to do much out there. If we keep him in his role, then that's all it is. We need the defense to come from Deuce, Hart, Mitchell Robinson.
But that's why, like, if he's just there to shoot, then I'd rather just have Gary Matthews because, like, first of all, he's taller and he's a incredible three-point shooter.
But the thing is,
I get it. Landry Shamet's more well-rounded. I get it.
Yeah, I know. I get it. I know. But I just that's the whole thing. He's just a little bit better as a player all around than Garrison is. But I know Garrison he definitely can come in and light it up, man.
It'd be nice to have.
Like the thing about I would say the big difference between Garrison, because Landry Shamet, guys, when he's on, can shoot the way Garrison can. But Garrison is just he's a little bit more consistent with his shot.
He has crazy range, the transition, just like the catch and shoot from like
yeah.
He has crazy stuff like that. So I'm like throwing him out there like one random game here and there, and I'm like, for sure, if another team picks him up, he's dropping 40 on the Knicks. That's just guaranteed. We're definitely going to see the Garrison Matthews revenge game.
Yeah.
Just wait for it.
He's a broke man's Dante. There you go. Let me get Jay in here.
What's happening? What's happening, brothers?
What's going on, bro? Hope you're doing well. Want to get you in here and at least be able to speak for a little bit because I don't know how much longer this internet is gonna hold up.
I totally messed up after talking to you about that all day, last night. I mean, all day. Talking for last night that I wanted to get on here and chat. I worked till about 6 in the morning, man. I couldn't help it. And then boom, but the kids are out. They're with their friends. They went to sleep. Oh, I just chilled. I'm gonna leave it like that. Well, you got look at you with your nice little background. Yeah, so I was hearing some of the things you're talking about, man. I couldn't be. Zebo was one of my favorite players at the end just now. Man. You know they got rid of him and David Lee to make room for that whole LeBron fiasco. That's while we were actually kind of doing okay, if you remember those teams were up on the rise kind of a little bit, you know, like Zach, stuff like that.
Say that again. Say that again, Jay, because you know my internet was going in and out. Can you repeat that?
Oh, I was saying that. Well, I was going to ask you to start the show over. Zach,
David
Lee, I believe Nate Robinson. That whole team was disbanded. I think we even had Jamal Crawford for a little while with that team.
Yeah.
Was on the rise. Let me tell you, Zebo was a walking double-double, Zach Randolph. And couldn't jump for nothing but the ball, but knew where the ball was going off the rim. Just knew how to rebound. And they got rid of him. They got rid of all of them. David Lee went to the Warriors, actually, I believe.
Didn't he win a championship?
Yep, he did.
He did actually won a championship, and damn it, and LeBron came to New York to say he was going to Miami. So that's what happened with that, and yeah. So what do you guys touch on real quick? You touching on the Brogdon stuff, or and look, I don't do all pause and all that. I'm a grown ass man. I'm talking
No, you
about
good, bro.
basketball. Right?
You good. You good. We did touch on pretty much everything with regards to the normal stuff that everybody's talking about. The Brogdon stuff, I didn't I didn't go into it too deep because I knew you wanted to give your theory about why you think he is not with the team. I did
Yeah.
give a different theory, but I'm reaching for straws. I don't really know. I don't care as much because I wasn't that high on Brogdon.
He was
My theory,
washed. He's old.
yeah, and my theory
Yeah.
was that I think he used the Knicks. To be honest, I think the retirement stuff was always a part of the deal, and that he needed, like, as far as service time, he needed to accomplish something real quick before getting to what he needed to do to retire and make sure he got his full benefits or whatever. That's just a theory. I don't
I
know.
think it was just the nail in the coffin. Like it was just
His full
that.
pension. Try
Yeah.
to get before his full pension kicked in.
Oh yeah, whatever they call it in the NBA.
Yeah. All right. Look. So with him, when it comes to him, the thought of him as a player he once was able to do and be, was okay. I liked Brogdon when Brogdon could play. But I also liked a lot of things when I could do things, that I can't do anymore. I think Brogdon. I like your idea. I'm going to mix your idea with my idea. I agree with you actually on that, and didn't look at it that way. But he definitely was washed, completely washed, and I think he either somebody's saying Garrison got waived.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably.
apparently it happened yesterday. Sorry to cut you off, Jay. I didn't know that.
Oh.
and D-Rex just let me know. I missed it. I don't know how, but yeah.
Maybe that's me neither. And I'm okay. The poor man's Dante is gone, huh?
Yeah.
Yep. So anyway, the long short of it is this: that he came in there, and if he felt he could play, he'd play. He looked kind of trash. He retired so he didn't have to get fired. And if he got fired after a semi-glory, I don't want to call his career glorious, but he has some accolades.
Yeah.
He definitely has a list of accolades. You can't take that from a man, no matter what. Anybody, nobody. So flowers to his career. Flowers to his career while he was alive, before we had to dead him off the team. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a real, in a cutoff way. And that's really what it was. The man retired before he got kicked off. And that would be a horrible way to end it. Imagine this. What if he really wanted to play still? The only team that would have given him a contract would be Charlotte. Charlotte's up and coming. Say it's Charlotte, but he's playing behind all the kids we saw last night. That would have been horrible for his career, the ending his career. So,
That's true.
I think it's it is salute, but it is what it is. Landry Shamet, I can't stand to look at Landry Shamet. I don't know what the whole love affair with Landry Shamet is.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you. My God.
I have no idea. When you say Shamet's coming in, I go for what? Go get David Lee can still play better than Shamet. Go get anybody, man. I'm telling you, Shamet is.
Hey, but Jay, did you not like what Landry Shamet did versus Indiana in the playoffs?
I have to let me just get into something because I actually looked up his stats. So last
You know why?
year,
He had the most energy on the
yeah,
team.
exactly.
Because
They were so
everybody
shocked
else,
him putting a bench player. They were, oh my God, they were stunned.
right? I looked at all the numbers on things from it. The drop off from free throw drop off from three went from with like a starch drop off, drop off from the threes and the free throws. It was horrifying.
Let me just he never gets steals. He never gets blocks. For the Knicks last year, he averaged 0.0 blocks for the entire season, and he also never rebounds. So the idea that he was this like physical tough defender is.
But no one ever said that. And then the blocks, I don't look at guards. I don't expect any guards to get a block. If a guard gets a block, I'm
not saying I'm expecting, but for him, it's this amazing lockdown defender rhetoric we hear. For where? What?
No, I think what and it's the same thing that Mike Brown loves about Shamet. Shamet does not stay still. Shamet moves, right? There's guys out there that are relegated to one position. Hey, I'm not expected to do much. I'm a shooter. You guys know, and he is a shooter. That's his role. But some shooters, a la Garrett Matthews, for example, just go out there, get to their spots, and shoot. Landry Shamet will try to do more. He will mix it up with you. You guys know I joke a lot about it. I do say he's the worst defender, and we saw it last night in the game. There's somebody I couldn't think of who it was. I don't know if it was Sexton. Like I was trying.
It was
to say
Bridges,
before.
Miles Bridges.
It was. He went up on Bridges. He was in Bridges' face, and Bridges just got him into the paint and shot the shot right over him. Like, but Shamet is up on you. It don't matter, but he's there. And I think coaches like the fact that he is the type that will hustle and get there. It's just that he just doesn't do enough to affect the opponent's shot. That's what it is. He just doesn't do enough to affect the opponent's shot. He gets there. He stays in front of his man. He just doesn't do enough to affect the opponent's shot.
So he's the guy when you go to the basketball
as I said before, guys, I get it.
Yeah, he's the guy when you go to the basketball court where you say, just stay on him. I don't care what you got to do. Grab his shorts, hold his shirt. You just chase him. That's Shamet. Because can't we do a little bit better and like get somebody that actually could play a little bit?
But I know. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is what I want to say, and this is the realistic thing. I don't say this all the time. I know I hear other content creators say it. We're still talking about the 11th or 12th guy on the team. He's not even top 10. You know what I mean?
No.
We look at it. We want perfection. We want this team to be as good as it can be. But when we're looking at it, when we really thinking about it, Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Karl Anthony Towns, Josh Hart, Mitchell Robinson, Deuce.
Yep, that guy too.
The internet, like the internet is killing me right now, guys.
Plus Jordan Clarkson.
But you got all those people ahead of Shamet and the internet. Like all of this.
Even the internet's ahead. So then you're proving my point too, then. If the internet's ahead of him, then that's it.
The way
AI generated.
The way I view it is this.
Don't pay for that internet. Don't pay for that internet.
Sup Rex, sup Ron. The way I view it is this. We all got players we love. We all got players we like. We all got players we hate on the Knicks. But at the end of the day, we're a fan of the Knicks. Whether they wear our uniform once a Knick, always a Knick. And the way I view it is this, right? I like Shamet. I don't love Shamet. Bench player, can do what he does, can shoot the rock, can sometimes be the defender, even when put in reverse positions. I just feel like overall we love our guys too much to the point where we overhype the living hell out of them. Like the Hakeem Olajuwon or freaking Michael Jordan, for God's sakes. But just to be fair, like, I do believe that Shamit does have value with this team. Veteran presence, locker room guy, chemistry with the team. And this is like what, the 15th, 14th man, right? And something like that. And I don't mind that. Matter of fact, I love Shamit just for that reason.
He's probably more like the 12th man, not to interrupt you, because they're not really used. Well, it depends on what this coach does. But last year, he was ahead of Kolick. He was ahead of all these other guys. He was coming in as a steady coming, right? So that was a steady, check-in. So, that's what I want to know. Where's BK? I want Dinwiddie on the team. Dinwiddie's available. I would take Dinwiddie. You could take Shamit, damn it, and toss him out the window and get Dinwiddie on this team, because Dinwiddie knows how to play. He's faster. He's stronger. He'll play a little bit more deeper. 6'6". I like Dinwiddie. But I hear what I do hear your point of view. I do hear your point of view. Oladipo, I don't like at all. But
Really?
But Dinwiddie. Oladipo was good when Oladipo was good. He's not.
No, I will say this, Jay. Yeah. Oladipo's a bucket, bro. He's still healthy. I'm not questioning his skills. He can cook anybody. I think he could cook half the dudes on the Knicks.
I'm with you, Ron. I got to get on for this one. Hold on. Ron, I'm with you. When Victor Oladipo came into the league, I was like, holy crap, this kid could play. He was part of that generation where these guys were going to play. But why is he available right now?
Yeah, I know. I'm with you.
I agree.
That's how you got to look at it.
I'm 100% with you, bro. The dude has all types of skills. Literally, if you want to think about it, as far as skill-based players, he might be healthy on the Knicks team right now. He could be fighting for the third best skilled player on the team. I mean, Mikal is, OG are both skilled, but Oladipo plays defense and he's got offense too. It's just that he can't stay healthy. Okay,
right.
And that's the bottom line. And I know people are in love with what you saw. Do not, it's fool's gold, yo. There's a leprechaun at the end of the rainbow. Howard, just watch it, man. Shout out to Dope Soul Sports, the queen in the building. What up, Steph? Appreciate you. I'm sorry. I know, you just jumped into the chat, and for those as well, I'm at a different location. My internet is trash right now, but I wanted to try to at least get some type of show up. So I apologize to everybody. But I also want to hear from Fritz. Fritz was here waiting patiently, then he dropped off, but he's back. Fritz, what's on your mind, brother? How's everything?
Oh, everything is good. Little anticipation, just waiting for that the time to come around for the Knicks to make their decisions. Hopefully they don't do anything too silly.
Well, what other decisions do you think they need to make after now deciding to waive Garrison Matthews?
It just means that Landry is the guy to get that spot. Rosters don't have to be set today. They have to be set on the 20th. So it's not every decision has to be made today. I think just making sure it is Landry.
You don't sound too enthused.
Landry is okay. Like I'm okay with Landry being on the team. I was never okay with giving up a kid for Landry to make the team. Like he's not the guy you sacrifice something for.
Right.
You're talking about out of the Koliks and the
Dottie.
Anybody? Any of the kids?
I'm not. None of them. Like I wouldn't give up any of them. Yeah.
And I think that's fair, Fritz. And I'm gonna let you continue. But the other thing I wanted to say too, and this kind of hurts my point, but I want to be fair. Even though I'm saying that Landry Shamet is like the 12th player on the team, right? and you guys, I don't think we should make a big deal about his efforts. Because of that, there is a flip side to it, and I got to be fair. The flip side is right now, Josh Hart is not that healthy. Now, he may be healthy enough to play on Wednesday. We don't know. But if he is out, that bumps Landry Shamit's role up a little bit. So when you look at him as, hey, he's just this, and we only need him for this. If Josh Hart is not healthy and can't really play, he gets bumped up. So now his role becomes a little bit more important. So then I could see where people would be like, well, without a Josh Hart, if I need this guy to step up, it would be nicer to have a Dinwiddie. So I'm not, I hear y'all. I want to put that out there that in
Well,
that
we'll have to
role, I can
see.
see it.
Yeah, yeah. I think a lot of people take Landry making the team that all the kids are safe. I still don't think
No,
all the kids are safe.
nobody's safe.
I still
Uh,
don't think the kids are safe. Like
uh-huh. Uh-huh.
uh, I think, I think with that Giannis situation, if the Knicks have a chance at doing that, they need to turn bodies into assets. So
Mm,
like you need to turn Pacome Dadier somehow into a first round pick or 4 seconds or you 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 can't you can't roll around January and say, hey, I got 4 guys to go out. And where are the 4 guys going to go? Are they going to start cutting 3 players on their team? No. So this is when you start liquidating your assets. You're setting up for later on.
In
In the
January, you mean?
meantime, what's that?
In January, you mean?
Oh no, now you do. Now you start setting up for January.
That's okay. Yeah, yeah. That's what I meant. That's what I meant. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so like I still don't think Pacome's safe. I still
Me
don't think
neither.
Kolik's safe.
You know what? I see your point. I honestly think though that the more this is if he's given the opportunity. The more Kolick gets a chance to play and be Brunson's backup, the better he's going to look and the more safe he will become over time. Because I just think that somebody's dropping the ball. And then when I say that, hold on, wait, does this work? Because my internet is trash bag sometimes. I
That's
think
good.
this I think this guy is dropping the ball. Um, and I hate to say it, but
Took the deuce to the trade.
I think Deuce is not doing what I need Deuce to do at this point in Deuce's young career. Deuce is a 4 or 5. I think he's a 5-year player now. Uh, I would expect a little bit more from Deuce. And it's not an unfair expectation because I base it off of what I've already seen. What Deuce did in year 3 in the regular season and in the playoffs versus Philadelphia is his worst enemy because he showed what he could really do. And so now we have it in our heads. Oh, I didn't know Deuce was ready for this. I didn't know Deuce had that in him. Now I know he does. So I'm expecting it.
Can I just ask,
So
like, like, do you want more playmaking from Deuce, or what is it exactly that you
I
want?
want more consistency from Deuce.
Yeah.
Not about he plays well. He's just not knocking down shots.
Just
You know,
open shots.
open
It's it,
exactly.
it,
He
it's
needs to
it's
be
the
able
one
Wide
to hit
open
these
shot.
shots.
Yep.
it's the one where you're definitely set. Nobody's in. Those are the ones you have to hit. Like those are the shots that like if he's throwing it off of one leg and he's doing some weird, you can miss those shots. But those
Right.
shots you're wide open. You have to hit those shots.
Can I say one thing to defend that, if that's
That's a
okay?
fact. By the way.
Can I say one
Yeah,
thing there?
sorry, Eric.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Deuce was brought here for one thing only, and he's developed into it. And this is who Deuce is always going to be. He's always going to be a 3-and-D player. He's always going to be the guy that you want on defense off the bench, and he's always going to be the guy that wants for him to knock 3 shots when he's open. Keyword, when he's open. And the fact that I think we're basing this off the preseason right now from what it's showing, I think is a mistake. I have to see if this continues going into the regular season. We have to see if this continues going into the regular season if he's inconsistent. So I'm going to be the one to vouch and defend Deuce here. I think Deuce deserves to be defended right now. I think Deuce is an awesome player. I think Deuce is a player that every team wants in the NBA because we've heard that his trade value is really high right now for some god reason. He has grown into a fine adult. He has grown into a fine father, and it looks like now he's starting to slowly pick his game up to another level. And I think what we did see in the playoffs, to your point, Ron, we are becoming our worst enemy with Deuce because we see what Deuce is capable of, and the fact that he can't replicate that kind of hurts a little bit. But I'm not gonna trash him on that. I
Well,
think
I
Deuce
mean,
still has a good
Yuri,
team.
I listen.
Um,
I appreciate what you're saying, Yuri. Don't get me wrong. You guys know this. I've said this multiple times. Josh Hart, my favorite player. Deuce McBride is like my second favorite player on the team. I love Deuce, but the problem here is in the NBA, most NBA lifespans are around 4 years. Either you have grown as a player and you get an expanded role on the team you're on, or you go somewhere else and you continue to flourish on a different team. But if that doesn't happen, guys usually flame out by the fourth year. They go, into oblivion, or they go overseas or something and hope for another shot back in the States. But that's like the typical NBA lifespan, 4 years. It's documented. Deuce is
Right.
past that point. And the thing about Deuce is we keep saying that for the value, for the contract, he is a really good player. Agreed, he is for the amount that we're paying him, but this is a championship type team now. So when you're going for a championship, it doesn't matter how much you're paying a guy. If a guy's in a significant role, where Deuce is like the sixth or seventh guy on the roster.
Seventh. I'm gonna say seventh because
Okay,
I think
seventh.
that I think that six man goes to Josh Hart still.
Yeah, that's fair. Uh, then in a seventh man role, I don't care if you're making $1 million. You're expected to do something coming in as the seventh guy off the bench, and we need that. He's also someone who understands how the team is coming together. He knows how to play for a coach. He understands his role and how he has to step into situations. He's been mentoring others, but you can't go into this situation expecting, well, Deuce is going to be good sometimes. We know he's going to give us some defense, but we can expect that there's still going to be. This is his fifth year. At some point, Deuce has to either be better than what he is, or the Knicks have to decide that they can move on from Deuce because they need somebody in that role to be better than what Deuce has been. That's the thing I want to get across. I'm not saying that I want to. I appreciate Deuce and I know what he brings to the table, but when you're trying to win a championship, you need guys to give you more than they know. It takes more out of guys. Guys have to step up. It can't just be on your star players to step up. They have to step up. They're star
Right.
players. But other guys, role players, in order to win a championship, one or two role players has to step up and give you more than what you expected. It happens with every single team that won a championship. Check their bench. Two, one or two role players stepped up and played better than you expected, and that was the key to that team winning. Even when you look at OKC, you we
Facts.
we, we talk about OKC as how good Shea Gilgeous was, and Williams or whatever, and also the big dude, the center guy, Linky guy,
Holgram, Holgram.
yeah, Holmgren. But them bench players, what they gave to the team and how they were consistent playing great defense.
The best defense, historically good, by the way.
Very good defense. I think they were holding Indiana to
I,
like
I,
what
I was in the
80
matrix,
points.
guys. I'm sorry. I was just waiting for it to finish over here. And the role players and how some of those guys knock down big shots. We saw it when we played OKC twice last year. Them bench players, couple dudes killed us off the bench. Dude dropped like 18, 20 points on us. That we like, who is this dude? That's the type of stuff that you need from a Deuce. Deuce can no longer. I'm just telling you right now. Deuce is someone who has a really good mid-range shot. and his three is damn good too. But his mid range is his bread and butter. He doesn't use it enough. But I'm not giving him excuses anymore. It's time for Deuce to do what I think Deuce can do.
Can I weigh in on this
2K,
one? Because
I know this is
after you.
sorry guys, I'm in the Matrix.
You
2K, and I know it's a video game, made Deuce one of the top 10 mid-range shooters in the NBA. But that's because they know what his stats dictate that. So I expect Deuce to be more consistent when it comes to knocking down shots. That is what we lost. And I'm sorry, Deuce gets this all the time. When we lost Dante, part of the reason why we thought we might be good and why the organization, I'm sure, thought they could be okay is how Deuce stepped up in the playoffs. And so they thought he was taking that next step. He wasn't supposed to be Dante, but we needed him to make up for at least some of the points that we lost when we lost Dante. And ever since that moment, he hasn't been consistent enough to do it. That's all I want to say.
I want to agree.
His peak moment.
I wanted to agree because in 2 years ago, he shot like above 40% from three in the playoffs. 43, right? Some ridiculous number, which you gotta tip your hat at that point. You know what I'm saying? And in the playoffs, some very big games, some huge shots also. And this last year, he definitely took a step back from three, which is unfortunate. People could say injury, this, that. He could have. I was unimpressed. It's not like I wanted to trade him, but he definitely. I would agree with Ron, especially the year it was. However, I would say yes, preseason, whatever, blah blah blah. But I personally feel like I've seen a more aggressive, better Deuce, a more impactful Deuce in this preseason, and I feel like the system definitely he would be one that benefits. So I feel like you have to give him credit because in the game last night. People say he could be a PG. I don't think I want him to be a PG. I don't think his game is to be a PG. Like he could do it, but I don't think he should be I think off-ball Deuce is where he really thrives.
Shooting guard.
Yeah. Main point guard, not really. But he was a plus 20. He had 15 points, and he was 4 from 6 from 3, which is great, and 4 of 9 from the field. So yeah, definitely he could definitely have maybe gone to the line a little more, whatever, blah blah blah. I'm not gonna be a rebound guy. But I feel like I really have liked what I've seen from Deuce in this preseason. I've seen a little bit of evolution, but at the same time, you're right. 5th year, and he did take the step back, and we really are needing a lot from him, even on his contract. Like, bro, you want to complain about your contract and help the Knicks win a chip, you'll see that contract go to the moon, bro.
Yeah, you gotta step up and continue to grow for this team where we're at now. There's expectations now.
I agree.
Everybody. There's expectations now, and I want to get to Nick Nation because I know he wants to talk. He wants to give his thoughts on Deuce and. But the other thing I wanted to say too is okay. We know that the big lineup is something that the Knicks may use. If Mitch is healthy, we may start the big lineup on Wednesday. Don't know. But if we don't start the big lineup, right, we're talking off the bench if Hart is healthy. Deuce, Hart, Clarkson, Yabusele, and Mitch, right?
Yep.
Now, of course, we don't know for certain that Mike Brown is just going to come in wholesale with all 5 of these guys at some point. He may mix and match, so this is a moot point. But just think of it like this. If he were to bring in that full bench and give the starters rest, we already know that Jordan Clarkson is a bucket, but we know he's herky-jerky. He's inconsistent. He's streaky. If Jordan Clarkson comes in and his shot ain't falling, where's the offense coming from in that lineup? Yabusele needs somebody to get him the ball so he can do his thing. He's not a point guard, right? He's not a shooting guard. So we're talking about Hart. Are you confident that Hart is going to be the guy to get you a bucket? I love Hart, but that's not really.
I don't feel confident in Hart.
Right. Nothing. Okay. If Clarkson's not hit and Yabusele needs you to get him the ball, we already know who Mitch is. So who does the weight fall on in that bench? It's Deuce. Deuce has to be consistent. So as much as he's on that great contract, making minimal money, a lot of pressure falls on Deuce. Okay. Knicks Nation. My bad, brother. What's going on? You with us?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. What's going on, brother? Speak your piece, my guy.
All right. Pleasure to meet all you guys. First time. I'm a little nervous. You know what I mean?
Say what you want.
Time,
one thing to know is up here, You good to go. Everybody respects your opinion, even if people disagree with it. We want to hear it. We want to talk it through. So go ahead, my
Got you, brother. Appreciate you. Yeah, I've been listening to you, Ron, for a few years now, though, and I think we have actually met once or twice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we were at the games and stuff like that. But on Deuce, let me just say it at this point. Last year and even the previous years, right? We were looking at Deuce to say, hey, we wanted more from him. And we needed him to do other things. But how do you have the ability to do that? You need minutes. You need time at it. So the things that Deuce has been working on, even from last year, I noticed it last year. And it's definitely, you can see he started even more this year. You know what I mean? His shooting percentage dropped a little, but it was such a minimum compared to him now shooting off the dribble, as opposed to where he has always been a catch and shoot kind of guy. So he's developed each year. Last year, if you started noticing, you know what I mean? And even from the year prior to that, him going to the basket and using his left hand and getting that soft touch off the backboard. But to take a player who has now been in a system basically for the same system, right, for 4 years, now he's a fifth-year player who's now joining a new system, a new install, and asking also to you know what I mean, for him to get his rhythm, because a lot of times what it looks like now, especially in his preseason, he's speeding up his shot. So once you begin to speed up your shot, of course, you're going to be a little off. It's going to look a little different. But for the overall part, I think I'm extremely happy in the progress that he's trying to make. And then we're judging him off of a preseason games where this is the time where you're supposed to try this new stuff, the stuff that you've been working on, and it's not going to be perfect. It's going to look rough. It's going to look a little bit off. But I think that he is actually progressing nicely. But you know what I mean? Because he was in, let's be honest, he was in a Tibbs system where Tibbs is a very rigid guy. So, you know what I mean? So if he made certain mistakes or if he went outside the line a little bit, next thing you know, he was seeing the bench. So, you know what I mean? It's been subtle words that he's used even during these meetings, like, you know what I mean? The freedom to express himself and things that way. And I'm sure that Deuce is not devoid of what Tibbs has did for him and where he's brought his career. Right. But this is now a young man who's becoming into his own. He's a family man now. And what's the thing is, he probably believes that, hey, a little bit outside and me stretching and growing myself, you know what I mean? He needs that. Plus, we need him to do other things. How can we complain about guys, you know what I mean? Not that we only have one guy that can go to take a guy off the dribble. And if Deuce is hearing that, he's probably hearing that as well. So how does he grow? He has to have the opportunity and the minutes to do it. So we can't complain about it. We got to embrace it and allow him to grow. That's just what I wanted to say on Deuce. But otherwise, I'll let somebody else on the panel talk.
No doubt. But listen, Nick Nation, and I'm gonna get to you, Jay. I appreciate your thoughts on, and you're right. Nothing you said is wrong, and I 100% agree with you. All I'm saying is, you know, I think that as much as we want to, and believe me, when I'm saying this, I'm not basing it off of this preseason. I already know that Deuce, and I talked about it. We showed the highlights of practice. Deuce is working on stuff that he wasn't really working on before. He's got a new trainer. We saw him cutting it up with the dribble, working on behind the back dribbles, crossovers, getting to certain spots, doing things. And I'm like, this is good. That's good for Deuce's bag because he needs that. You know, the big knock on Deuce is his first step and how he gets around, gets to the lane, breaks down guys. That was a knock on him out of college. He's still trying to disprove that and show that he's a better, well-rounded offensive player. But that takes time, and it does take time, and it takes more than a preseason. So that's fair. The other thing too is last year under Tibbs, Deuce played 25 minutes, 24.9 per game, and he averaged 36% from three and 40% from the field. What number am I upset with, guys?
3.
No.
40%.
35% from three is not bad, bro. A lot of people shoot around 35, 36. That's okay. The 40% from the field is not good. The league average is 44%. And Deuce has one of the best mid-ranges in the NBA, according to statistics. How can someone with one of the best mid-ranges and a good layup package shoot 40% from the field? That's a terrible number for Deuce. That's what upsets me. That's what bothers me. I need Deuce to bring that number up. He needs to get better at that. You know what that is? League average is 44%, and you're at 40. It's the same thing that I said when I saw Quickly's numbers. Quickly was at 41% last year. What?
That's
Ron, can I just add in one thing?
Yeah,
We're
go ahead.
looking at a player that for his value, let's go off, because you still have to, it's a business and you still have to go off value. This guy is making under $4 million. And for us, that's a lot of money. For an NBA player, he's the chump change of the league. That means that how do we evaluate a player that's making 3.9? Let's think about it, 3.9. Josh Hart makes what? How many more times than that? And can't sometimes either shoot a shot or reluctant to even take the shot. And let's say it outright, Deuce is still better on Josh Hart in both ways. On ball, and then if I had to conclude who if I'm taking a shot, I'm giving it to Deuce before I give it to Hart.
Right. And you know what? And I'm sorry, guys. I know everybody, is chomping at the bit and wants to chime in, but this is a good conversation, and I just want to, he's making good points, but it's making me think of things too that I just want to put out there.
I'm thinking of a lot while he's talking.
So the other thing, and you bring up Josh Hart, and I agree with you. The eye test tells you, like in a situation like that, for example, if you need somebody to make a shot, if you had a choice between Josh Hart and Deuce, of course you're going to say, I want to go with Deuce. But and I understand the quantitative value of his actual dollar amount, what he's making compared to what he's given the Knicks. Yes, in hindsight, the Knicks are getting way more for what we're paying Deuce McBride.
Matrix again.
Hold on.
Oh yeah, right.
I
Okay.
stopped because
the
internet is interneting.
Yeah.
So
hit your foot. We know. Go ahead.
Yeah. But the thing that I'm trying to say is, I understand. Like, he's given us way more for the amount that we're paying him, but that doesn't mean just because you are playing above your monetary value doesn't mean you're giving us the value that the team needs in order to reach the goals that is trying to reach, because we don't have anybody else. He's in a role that is a lot more significant than his normal value would dictate. I'm cooking right now. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm listening to myself.
With Greece.
No, but
I'm with you, brother. Ride out, brother. I'm with you.
No, but seriously though, like for example, and this is how I want all of you to think. I know it doesn't look this way on paper. I mean, on paper it does. It doesn't look this way. The eye test when you see the game. Yes, if you want a big shot between Josh Hart and Deuce, you want to go to Deuce. But my thing is not about that intricate value that he's giving for the dollar amount. It's about where he pushes his game and how far he can take it to the next level. We talk about Josh, and I said this multiple times. I don't think we're looking at it in the right way. With Josh Hart, most Knicks fans feel a certain way about him because of the Indiana Pacers series. But remove the Pacers series, Josh Hart had a good playoffs, and he had the best year of his NBA career. Josh Hart shot 33% from three, which is not great, but he shot 31 in 2024. So that means he improved a little bit. I get
He's
it.
been working on the shot.
I know. He finished
I agree with you.
He finished with 13 points. He finished with 9.6 rebounds, 5.9 assists. But here's another thing. He shot 52.5% from the field.
Yep.
He is elevating his game, even if he had a really terrible series versus Indiana. So my point is, all I'm saying is that Deuce's role right now is a lot more impactful than I think it would normally look, because the Knicks need more out of Deuce to help with the bench, because the bench, even though it's better than it was last year, anything, little things can affect how productive it can be. And you need somebody outside of what you already have acquired in Yabusele and Clarkson to help facilitate that. And Deuce, as much as we don't want to say he's a point guard or not the backup point guard, I mean, he's
This guy's
in
been
that
playing
type
for
of
2
role.
years.
He's in that type of role. So hold on one second. Let me, before I get to Jay, let me shout out. I got 2 super chats, but I also want to get to the Queen. The Queen says, I'm sorry, I can't get with the value conversation. There are guys that you can get on that the minimum that are 3 and D guys. I agree with Ron. Deuce has to be better as the 7th guy. So, and the other thing too is, to Yuri's point, when we say we know what Deuce is, he's a 3 and D guy. But that's part of my problem too. That plays into what I'm saying. The defense can be what it is, but you say he's also a 3 guy. He's missing his threes. So if you're going to be the 3 and D guy, you have to be the 3 and D guy. You don't want to give me the other stuff. I'm cool with it. But when you get a wide open 3,
You have to knock it down.
You got to knock them down. You're going to miss, but you got to knock them down more than you're missing. And since last season, I'm not concerned with this preseason. I'm going off of this season. This season, we all know Deuces was very inconsistent with his jump shot, with that 3. So I just wanted to put that out there. Let me just get super chats real quick, and then I want to get to Jay and his thoughts. Jay, don't forget, man. I don't know what you were going to say, but don't forget.
I'm going to write it down because I will.
Shout out to Paris.
That
Oh, sorry, guys. I know it's terrible. Well, he said, what will cost us? Number 1, Deuce isn't multi-purposeful, doesn't rebound, can't guard other PGs. The rebound thing, okay. You know how I have this whole thing about ancillary stats. Some Deuce does not hit the ancillary, he doesn't get all the assists or rebounds that I would want him to get. I get it. The can't guard other PGs, it's funky. At times I think Deuce has moments where you would wish his defense was a little better, but I don't want to say he can't guard them. Sometimes he gets a little cooked, especially when it comes to that Indiana team. But all right. Number 2, so Yabusele is too heavy. I don't know, bro. I need to see Yabusele's weight with the Knicks right now and Yabusele's weight last year with Philly, because I kind of think he's the same size. I just think we're not used to seeing that size player on our team. But he's moving.
That's what I think too.
Yeah,
I agree.
He's big. He's a big boy.
Yeah, he is lacking enough shooting. We may be lacking the shooting, but hopefully, the fact that we don't know yet, but the fact that we think they might be choosing to keep Landry Shamet, and we'll have Landry Shamet out the gate, and we don't have to wait for him to recover from a shoulder injury. Maybe that's going to help the shooting off the bench. We hope. We'll see.
Oh, that's another good one. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll see. That's Parrish's first thing, and here's the second one. Beep, 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 beep. Deuce isn't a pimple. Deuce isn't a pimple on Josh. Deuce salary means nothing in comparison. I hear you. I mean, like I said, I think Josh gets overlooked because he had a bad series, but you can't forget that Josh had the best year of his career last year. Okay. All right. Now, Jay, go ahead, my brother. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No. Listen, I'm part of a panel. That doesn't mean I'm the panel. Right? So I'm listening to it. Nick Nation, thank you for mixing it up, because you made us all think about a lot of different things. Or at least I know Ron said it. I'll say it. You definitely made me think about a lot of different things. I always say one thing. This is one of my things that I say.
2 things can be right.
Say there it is.
Hey,
2 things. Yeah, I know, and I listen to you, brother. That's why, you're my guy. So look, 2 things can be right at the same time. The fact is that Deuce could be this guy. Deuce was thrusted into a position behind after the Quickly trade, after everybody got hurt. He really didn't have a place on this team. He was waving the towel guy. He hardly ever played. He was thrown into this position. And when you tell me numbers like that, it shows me that you're talking about a guy, and we've seen it before, who is a little timid, who's a little erratic, who won't go for it. But then you show me another guy who in preseason will go for it so hard he'll fall on his hip and almost break it. I need that guy. Yes, I changed for sure once I started having kids, no doubt. But as far as the money goes, he's a $4 million guy. That's what he is. He's a $4 million guy until proven otherwise. It doesn't really matter the money. Hart has done things for us. He's a Swiss Army knife. He does a little bit or a lot of bit of everything. Mm-hmm. He was the heart, no pun, of the team for a year and a half. The man, especially in that, that last series when we all got hurt with the Hartenstein here, he was the heart of the team. Him and Dante, heart of the team. This guy can do it all, and they should not be compared. They're not even in the same position. They're not even really in the same class. There's a reason why Hart gets paid a lot more money than he does. Until further notice, his name is Miles. His name is not Deuce. He has to show me that he can hit a whole bunch of twos before he's Deuce. I don't care what his nickname is.
That made me laugh. Sorry.
Yeah, like for me,
I got a good chuckle out of that too, actually.
Yeah, for me, you gotta do more when you have your time. 25 minutes is not a bad amount of time for a person to play. And for those numbers, I'm not really super impressed. How about that? You want to talk about numbers? We have a guy getting paid half that who's going to have twice the numbers that Deuce is going to have in Jordan Clarkson. So when it comes to all that, like getting paid or who's getting what, the whole cap situation, kind of mess a lot of things up. But there are people on our team that deserve to get paid. I'll tell you the people who deserve it. Cat, Brunson, OG. People are going to kill me on this. Mikal sometimes. And if Mitch stays healthy, I think Yabusele is going to be worth it. The man is a big man. He definitely can set a block. He can set a pick. He can shoot a three. Even though it was last night, it took a couple times to get one. That's not what he's there for. Mikal.
Jay, I have one question for you. I have one question for you. I have one question for you, Jay. Sure, how much do you value the point of attack, defending it, and who is the best at it?
How much do I value the point of attack and defending it, and who's the best at it? Interesting question. So I see what you did there. I think that Mikal could probably be the best at it, but I don't think Deuce is. Is that what you're trying to get at?
Statistics show that Deuce is the best at that.
Okay.
So for Paris Douglas saying that he can't guard point guards, and most thing is that shows differently. One, it's definitely when it comes to that, you know what I mean? You're looking at a guy that's fighting through 2-3 screens, you know what I mean? Things like that. So it's not just, like one-on. And the reason why the value point was brought into the conversation is because you still have to look at it as a business, and as point of a business being wise, when if a guy is making $4 million, $2 million, as opposed to a guy who's making $24 million, it overall helps the team if guys are making less, but bring some value point to the team. So it's two forms of value. One is money and one is the point of performance. So the point of performance for only making $4 million or under $4 million, I say that Deuce is still really valuable to our team in a whole. By that sense, that's where I'm coming off as far as the value.
And look, I agree with you, but he's generally like guarding backup guards. He's not guarding the number one point of attack. He's not guarding the number one PG on a regular basis. We all know
I beg to differ. In the playoffs, he did.
If Brunson was bigger, I do believe that he would be doing more. He does what he can with his size. But listen, to me, Miles is not where it's at. You guys can love Deuce. I'm not a big Deuce fan. You guys can love Mikal. I'm not a big, but you know what I am? I'm a Knicks fan. So I do root for them. And I do root for them all to be good. All of them. I want to see Knicks Nation him do that. You know what I'm saying? That's I want to see him do that. But if it hasn't proven to be that. It seems like regression, not progression. It seems like regression.
I just have one quick thing I want to add.
That's my major issue.
Yeah, go ahead, D-Rex.
Well, there's an important clarification as far as like Deuce being able to guard PGs. I just think he can't guard white PGs. It just seems like he has trouble with them in particular. I don't know.
I mean, he does. He does have. Okay, he did get. He had some issues with Boston, and he had some issues with Indiana. All right,
so was hard. Yeah.
But also let's not look at the fact that let's look at the fact the systems that were run and how those players move, and notice that the Boston it has a lot of movement when they're moving around the court. But then Indiana has even more movement when they're moving around the court. So I think maybe the system.
I just want to point out, Jay from PR said he could guard mixed. That's fair. That's still most of the NBA.
I'm just waiting as it cycled. Sorry, guys. When if you ever hear me stop talking and I'm in a mid sentence, that's because I'm waiting. In that situation, I think it's matchups. And in some cases, maybe we look at Deuce because he's the individual that has to guard, but maybe we should be looking at the coach for how the system is and putting them in the right position to deal with that motion type offense. And that's why Deuce is looking a little worse than he needs to. I'm not taking anything away from you guys. Know I'm all about holding the players accountable as well, not just the coach.
And Mike Brown is holding them very accountable as well.
He is. And before I said we got Latoria up here. Latoria. Okay. All right.
Latoria.
Anyway. I know we got Latoria up here, but before I get to her, I did want to say one thing, which goes back to Nick Nation. In fairness, I told you guys before that I thought the Mike Brown hire, this motion offense, and this system, it would benefit two players in particular. You guys remember those two players were Mikal Bridges and Deuce McBride. So I also want to give Deuce time to get comfortable, to get acclimated. I know he's really excited for the change. I know he loves how this whole movement is going to affect his game and everybody else's game. So I don't want to be too hard on Deuce. I just want to say what I'm expecting. I need Deuce to get better and step up more as this season progresses. He's got time, guys. Remember, no matter what, the Knicks is making the playoffs. So as much as I want them to win X amount of games or be the first seed, I don't care. Get to the playoffs, and when the playoffs start, that's when I expect to see your best basketball, because that's when we really need it. All right. Tori, what's going on? What's on your mind?
Yeah, I checked in with everybody just because we got a game on Wednesday, a real actual game, and y'all cooking Deuce like he gonna be the 10th man off the bench. He is one of our premier players. We stuck with him, whether y'all like him or not? Where is any of the positivity? Y'all been cooking dudes for like an hour. Like where is
Let
the
them know.
positivity
Let
in the
them know.
chat? Like Jesus Christ.
I was positive. I defended him. I'm just pointing it out.
Hey, listen, I defended him too. No, don't. I defended him a minute. I got on this stream.
Miles.
I said he looked good in preseason. He did look good in preseason. He did.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Go ahead. Tori, yeah, go ahead. If you wanted to say more, I don't want to cut you off.
No, you didn't cut me off. I had to mute my mic because my GPS is running.
Oh, I got you.
But I just y'all we gotta find a happy place. The season is starting on Wednesday, and not for nothing, we're gonna have to throw just a little bit. Let's see how he playing the Mike Brown. He with the cookies. Like you may see him, give him a chance. Before, because this literally been like an hour-long segment on how bad y'all think Deuce is.
Well, I think
it's
I love
that. Like I'm like, dang, like
nah,
and
it
the
might.
season
Okay,
Wednesday, and
I
Deuce
hear
ain't
you,
going
Tori.
nowhere.
I hear you. And to the listener out there, it might sound like we're ganging up on Deuce. I hear you. But I'm not going to continue to do this every show, but I do want the expectations to be known that Deuce needs to step up at certain times if the team is going to be successful, because we may not be looking at it that way, but I am. I'm looking at it like, okay, let me see what we got on this roster. Blah, blah, blah. I expect this. I expect that. This is what's going to happen here. And when I look at the bench, I'm like, you know what? I've seen enough to know. And I know who Jordan Clarkson is. I told y'all before. Am I happy that he's here? Yes. But do I know how streaky he is? Yes. And I know that there's going to be points where we look like we need to get something from that bench, but somebody's going to have to create it and facilitate it and might have to participate in it. And that's going to be Deuce outside of Cole. So I'm just saying that. That's it. I'm rocking with Deuce. You know, he's my guy.
I don't disagree, right? But y'all literally, it's like an hour. How bad y'all think this is?
Okay.
All right. Are you new to the Knicks fan base, or because it's kind of what we do?
I hear you. I hear
no,
you.
No, I'm not.
I'm kidding.
I'm
kidding. I know you're not. I know you're not.
But no, what I'm saying is, let's find some positivity, y'all. Somewhere. It don't gotta be Deuce. Let's find it somewhere, though.
All right.
Y'all making me nervous going into the season. Like I should be scared to tune in.
Listen, scared money don't make money. Scared money don't make money. This team's going all the way.
But it's y'all listening to, if the average fan is tuned into the show and was listening, they be on doom and gloom watch. That's what it sounds like on the other side. Like, oh God, we're gonna lose every game.
Yeah, you know, you ain't lying. You ain't lying, and that's why.
Let's not take the bad juju into the season. The season starts Wednesday. Let's find some positivity.
Let the record show I defended Deuce. I was one of the positive ones. Let the record show he had a good preseason. He's solid.
Not me, but I defend the Knicks.
I need more. I need more.
Let's find some positive cat talking points for David Smith in the chat.
Facts. Okay. All right.
Let's do it.
Let's do this, Tori.
Hey, how good Jalen played last night?
Well, we have been talking about Deuce for a while. And there's more to the team. So I agree with you. Let's shift the narrative a little bit and get a little bit more positivity. First off, I'm positive that Deuce needs to step up. He's going to play.
Yeah, word, me too. Yo, I got to get on for that. I got to clap for that.
I'm sorry. I'm just playing.
I see what you did there, Ron. I see what you did.
You know how it is. But no, seriously, I'm a little bit more critical about Deuce because he's my guy. I want Deuce to succeed, but let's move on. Let's move on. So back to how confident do you guys feel? And first off, does this shut up anybody who might have? I mean, I don't know if it does because some people feel a certain way. Did you guys watch how Jalen Brunson scored his 31 points last night? Did most of those points? Yes, easy, but also did you not notice that most of those points came fluidly in the system that Mike Brown's trying to run? Yes, there was a couple moments where he did go ISO, but a lot of the points came within the system. The ball was still moving. He still took his points. I mean, his moments to get his points. Do you guys feel confident about that? Because I know there's some Jalen Brunson people that are kind of like, ready to trade him for Giannis and stuff, and not really feeling the impact and the importance of the captain. How do you guys feel about that?
No, I thought he looked good in the flow of the game.
Yeah.
Go
I,
ahead.
th- I think he looked good. He looked like he kind of played like a star shooting guard, not a star point guard. So like he was picking his spots, so you could see he knew where his marks were. People were finding him. So hey, he doesn't have to hold on to the ball. Like we've been saying it. It's and everybody's talking about he has to take a back seat this year. Not necessarily. It was never about the amount of shots he took. It was about how long he held on to the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So he could take 30 shots and I wouldn't care, as long as the ball is moving.
Yeah, I mean, for a guy who has a reputation as a ball stopper, I mean, he was really working within that flow, and it made his life easier. If you don't go ISO every time, it's harder to predict.
And it shows you the other thing too. I think that's a very important part of it. It shows you. I don't know how many ISO moments Jalen had yesterday. I didn't count. Okay, but I will tell you that most of his points out of those 31 came in the flow of the offense. But it also shows you that Jalen Brunson doesn't have to go ISO all the time to score the basketball. So when you look at ISO and we want to blame specifically Jalen Brunson for all the dribble, dribble, dribble and all that stuff, now you can look at it and say, oh, well, you know what? Maybe it wasn't Jalen Brunson. Maybe it was the coach wanting him to play that way, and he just continued to play that way. That's all I'm saying, guys. If you don't have motion to your offense, if you're not moving the ball and getting good looks, then whoever your best player is, they're going to take it on themselves to score the basketball any way they know how. And they're not going to give the ball up. They're going to find a way to score.
I think
That's
that
why
enabled
I
his weapons
believe
worse
so
than
much
instincts.
that this team needs a point guard, because I really believe that JB, and I say this all the time, is a combo guard who finds his own shot, who could distribute, but is much better shooting the ball, going to the basket, shooting the three. I would love for him to have another point guard with him, another one, or a one, just a point guard, because then he could slide to the two. He is a scorer. Period. He's not he he's a scorer who actually raised his assist level last year because that's what was asked for him to do, because Cat came over, needed the ball too, the whole situation. But when he gets trapped before half court, that would also be nice to have a secondary, at least combo guard, to be walking the ball up with him.
Right.
He's a scorer. He is not that Halliburton. He's not doing that type of stuff where he's going to get you 18 and 12. That's not him. He's 33 and 6 at the best. That's him. And that's what we want from him.
But don't you think that the person you put with that is Deuce, or are you suggesting somebody else?
Well, that's who it should be.
But isn't that good of a facilitator.
Right.
Right.
I think
but he doesn't pass it. Right.
The person who it's going to be, and it's just going to happen with confidence. I know, guys, we go up and down with this. I'm telling you, I'm still on the Tyler Kolek train. And I think
I am too. Why not? The numbers are good.
I know you are. But I think that one thing that we can't quantify as fans is the power of confidence. Confidence is incredible. When you think you can do something, we see all the stories about teams that, they're the underdog and they wind up upsetting. They upset because they believe, right? And if Tyler Kolek goes out there and he gets time to play and orchestrate and facilitate the offense, he gets a little confidence, he knocks down a couple shots and feels good about the ball going in the hoop. I'm going to tell you guys, you'd be surprised at how far that confidence can go. I know we forget the shortcomings. Confidence goes a long way. Obi Toppin is a.
Ron's in the Matrix.
Jay, let me ask you a
He's
question.
chef.
I'm just pausing. I hate to do it with the Obi thing again, but Obi still is one of the best examples we have. We saw that Obi could be so much more, right? Could we see him in Indiana? It's confidence. He told you on his way out, on his in his last couple preseason, regular season games when Julius Randle was hurt. Remember that? And Obi dropped 40 or 44, and they interviewed him, and he said, "Yeah, earlier in the season, I was lacking confidence." He's telling you. Once he feels confident, he can go out there and play the way we think he can play. And sometimes he can play even better. I mean, not for nothing. Obi was cooking in the playoffs. In a limited time,
And cooking
he
the
was
Knicks.
huge for Indiana. So
He
confidence can go a
finished
long
us.
way.
He hit the dagger 3, yeah.
Yeah, he finished us.
Yeah. So I just want to put that out there. I know, like I said, is Tyler Kolek the greatest option that we could have at the backup point guard? Maybe not, but he could turn into something that is a lot more valuable than we currently think in time, and confidence continues to grow. I'm just
Can I
working with what we got.
one brief thing on this one? For me, I feel like now looking at it from where we are, even the most anti-rookie people have to at least look at Diawara and say, okay, the scouting and drafting people, it's not a random pick. It wasn't a financial move. That's an NBA player that this Knicks team needs badly, okay? And he's somebody that everybody else overlooked. And instead of thinking, wow, they found one out of all of them that is so good and the rest is trash, do you think that they're just out here wasting first round picks for financial considerations? Like, there are clearly good players here, and I just don't like the feeling that we've seen so many times of we're a talent incubator for our rivals. We find these guys, we develop them, we draft them, we turn them into players, and they go win championships elsewhere. And it's time and time and time again. With Hartenstein, you could say, oh, well, they didn't have the money, but if they had believed in him more up front and said this guy's going to be, something really great in the NBA one day, he might still be on this team,
Well, I mean, I'm rocking with you on the whole talent incubator thing for other teams because you may not be wrong there, but the Hartenstein thing, there's only so much we could do. Okay,
That was
there's only
about
so much
money,
we could do
man.
with it, and I'm not talking about when we got to the point where we could pay him. I'm talking about even believing in him earlier and locking him up because the Knicks have so much financial hardships, and that's why the capologist Brock Aller does all his finagling and comes up. He knows. Listen, yes, hey, we lock Hartenstein up now. We don't got to worry about him being a free agent. We're good here. But if we lock Hartenstein up now, Mikal Bridges, we ain't gonna be able to pay him. We ain't gonna be able to pay. They do it because they know they're handicapped, so they take their chances. And listen, I think I'm just gonna move on from this. If any other team had came up and tried to give Hartenstein the money, I think he still would have been a Knick. But the fact that it was a young OKC team that was so good in the year prior, and they gave him more money, it's like, because who wants to leave New York and go to OKC? Come on, you know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about just from
Yeah,
the living standpoint. He went there because he saw how good
right.
the opportunity was. You can't pass that up. But let me just get to these
Well,
super
he
chats
also
real quick.
might type it like. Sorry, go ahead, go.
No, go ahead. You can say it.
I don't want to judge. I don't do
All
this,
right, so
but
we'll leave it.
maybe
Okay, I
maybe
got
he
you. I got
looks like he enjoys the Oklahoma style
you.
of
Man,
living
if you know,
rather
if
than
you
New
know
York City.
Hartenstein, my dude is a brother, bro. He be rocking. He be in the streets.
Yeah,
He,
no
yeah, he
doubt,
like New York.
no
He love
doubt.
New York.
That's why I pulled it. I was trying to reel it.
Yeah. Let me get to these three super chats real quick. Shout out to pew, 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 Paris Duggar. Thank you. Deuce can't rebound, pass, dribble, or guard speed. Whew, that's rough. Paris Duggar. Pew, 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 pew. Yabusele can't dribble drive. He keeps being too fat on D. Rotation slow. Getting back on D. Deuce can't guard Pritchard. Ivy McConnell guard. Damn. Hey, listen. Not for nothing. Um,
See what y'all started?
I look. Uh, Ivy and Garland are special athletes. Okay, Ivy is came out of the draft and one of the best players in the draft. Garland is a very special player, and the only reason why he didn't go higher in his draft is because of the injury concerns. These are special players. McConnell and Pritchard, in their own way, are very difficult to guard because of the way they move. Pritchard is a guy that three shot that he makes really puts him in a good position. That's why we talk about when you can knock down your open shots, it allows you to get to the lane because the defense has to overcompensate for what they think you're going to do, which allows you to get past them. McConnell is just a crafty player who can get by anybody. Show me somebody in the league that has shut down McConnell on a consistent basis. Don't worry, I'll wait. Because
And
McConnell's crafty.
he played D on JB like nobody's business. So
he's a good player, bro. McConnell is a special
he's a
player.
good player.
So I
He's
hear
not a
you.
bad
We
player.
want
I take
we
him as
looking for
backup
more.
point guard.
But let's let's relax. It is what it is. One more. Beep, 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 beep. Hey, let's trade JB Hart and Bridges and win 19 games. So that's for the people that don't appreciate what we already have. You know, let's understand that we have something good. We're just trying to see it through the promised land, see where it goes. Appreciate you, Parrish. Thanks for the super chats, my guy. And you
I'm
know, you
starting
got
to
to
think.
understand with Parrish, he feels a certain way, but there's also a level of sarcasm when he says stuff. He likes this team and wants this team to succeed. He just, you know, he can be a little bit more blunt about things. So, all
Yeah, he
right.
doesn't sound like a real Knicks fan.
No, he is. He got a little troll in him, but he also got a little he wants things to be a certain way. He was also a part of he's also a part of the youth and athleticism movement. He wasn't happy that quickly and Obi and RJ were gone. He liked the fact of what we had at that time. So he's still getting used to this new championship veteran, let's go for it team. You know what I mean? Um
Ron, quickly, I wanted to just say on watching Jalen Brunson last night, he definitely was in the flow of the offense. But I thought more importantly, what I saw was the movement of the basketball literally went on both sides of the court. So it kept the defenses a little bit more off balance because last year and the years prior to that, you could just load up on this, on a particular side and say, here, particularly the left block, and say, here, work past this area. So I thought that, watching Jalen Brunson, like I say, move the ball and the ball swinging from left to right created a lot more open lanes for him to drive and other players as well. So I thought that that was really a good thing that balanced out a bit of the offense. And my quick notes on Tyler Kolek, I like Kolek and always, you know what I mean, and thought and advocated for him to play more. But Kolek has two real main issues. Both of them more so. One, he brings the ball up in his dominant hand. That's a no-no. You should have the ball in your opposite hand. Why? Because it changes your point of movement in a sense where you can then speed up once you go to your dominant hand. You know what I mean? And to relax a player, I mean. And secondly, Kolek and Deuce, excuse me, Miles, they both lack a hesitation. If they learned and got a good hezi, both of them would be much better players because they don't learn to relax a defender onto his heels and then push forward. That gives you the edge step past them. But what they both do is just kind of move and have no real hesitation to them. So it leaves you on the balls of your feet. I can deal even at my age of 57, I can still move with you. But if you hesitate me for a minute and make me relax, you got me. But
So you're
it's a
saying
big
there's
thing
no
that I just look at.
they're too obvious. There's no guessing game with them.
Right. Which is, that's the part that we talked about it last year. The Knicks offense and defense, for that matter, very vanilla, very predictable. The drop coverage was terrible. The offense was very, very vanilla. And if guys didn't shoot the shot from outside and couldn't knock it down in the beginning of the season, we were struggling. We got on that losing streak. Then Tibbs found a way to kind of move away from all the new stuff he was trying to implement and went back to ISO ball. and then guys started scoring in the paint. Remember, we went from a 3-point team to becoming a really high. We were scoring like 50, 60. At one game, we had 70 points in the paint. I was like, who is this? That wasn't the team we was. And so he found a way. Shout out to Tibbs. Like, whenever we talk, we got to give people credit for what they do right. He found a way to allow us to start winning games without being able to shoot the three, because we couldn't shoot a three for like a month. It was terrible. So you go from that, and then now you're in a situation where you're trying to speed up everything. Guys don't even remember how we talked about guys didn't look comfortable, and now they started to look comfortable. But I will say there's still one person that we have to make comfortable. Very important. This is David Smith's guy. Cat has to look comfortable out there. The Knicks have to figure out a way in this quicker pace, motion spacing offense to get Cat going. All right, because when even though I said it looked, it's tougher for individuals when they have the ball to move the ball, but also kind of like get themselves out of isoing so much and still find their shots. It's still easier once you find your rhythm and a flow. But for a guy who's receiving the ball, who plays not only inside but also hangs out on the perimeter, for Cat, they have to figure out the best way to implement him and get him in the flow of the offense so he's comfortable. And we don't want to see as much Cat driving from the 3-point line to the rim. There should be better ways for him to get baskets. So yeah, that's going to be a work in progress. Go ahead, D-Rex. You were going to say something?
I was just going to say, David Smith might want to be sitting down for this one, but if I recall correctly, Cat did not hit a single 3-pointer the entire preseason. Obviously, doesn't mean he's suddenly gone cold or anything, but finding his shot in this flow also might be something tough. I will say I think he did look defensively sound.
And the other thing I will say that so far in the preseason, though, Cat has not had a lot of time to get a lot of shots up. They were trying to show so many different people. The ball was moving a lot, and we know, and that's in fairness to Cat. Listen, Cat is a 10-year veteran.
He still scored, by the way.
Yeah, he's going to get his. He doesn't have to go be dominant in the preseason. He knows that other people need shots. I would expect in the regular season it's going to be different. Cat's going to be a little bit more aggressive, and he's going to get more looks at the basket. So I wouldn't worry about it. I'm just saying.
The Matrix strikes again.
He likes Burger King more than McDonald's. I believe that's what he was going to say.
He took the blue pill, not the red one.
Oh, no, not the blue pill. Ron.
Ron.
You should have read the label.
He's
So
still
Jay, I had a
buffering.
question for you earlier. You was talking about.
I texted that. Did you see that in the private chat? Oh, I didn't press. I didn't press the. I sent you a message.
I didn't look.
I thought you
I'm
were
driving,
asking
so
me.
I didn't. Yeah. I wanted to ask you. You were talking about point guards earlier, right? But you were talking about them in the traditional sense, I'm assuming. We don't have very many of those in the league anymore, though. Like, you looking for something that's not really out there as much.
I think that's probably why we brought in the handful of guys we brought in, and if Brogdon was to work, that would have been a guy, But you're right, there isn't that many of it. But at the same token,
it's not a lot of real facilitators anymore. Like, you got a few, Kyrie Irving,
Halliburton, Young.
Not a lot of them in the league anymore. That's just not to me. It's just
the Ball brothers.
Right. It's not a Steve Nash. It's not a Steve Nash. It's no longer that era. I get it. No, I get it. Just like 7-footers are shooting threes. It's it's completely changed over. I understand that. I definitely lie. I understand that. But that's why I think that he is. Then we need to not ask him to change his game and let the ball move, and whoever gets to that shot gets that shot. But by far, he is the guy who's gonna, for my money, I would like with the ball in the hand at the last second to go. A few seconds ago, he has proven that he can make that shot. So basically, I think what I'm trying to say. I think you're 100% correct. Again, two things to be right at the same time. You're 100% correct. If he did have somebody else that could facilitate, and that could just go away from his mind, I believe he could drop he could average even more than what he averages. Like he could probably lead the league. That's how he scores. So and I hear you 100% on that. And if we can find, I think that we drafted. There's a few kids down there, but I don't know if we're gonna wait for them. Like this year's for a championship.
Hi, Ron. Welcome to the show.
Right.
So
welcome back.
Hi, Ron. Welcome to your show.
Internet is totally dead, guys. I'm actually. Oh, hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
This is terrible, bro. Internet is totally dead. I'm actually off of my hotspot right now. This is and this ain't gonna last long. So I'm just gonna finish up because this is terrible. I just wanted to say, and I was just about to get into something negative too. Damn.
Try your best.
No, well, I wanted to say real quick, guys. Next week is going to be the first show of the new season for me for No to Ledge. Expect a lot of positive opener. Hopefully they win so it can keep the positivity. But we're going to talk about a lot of good for the season and what we expect. But what I did want to bring up is that I do think that we should trade Dadier because I think that other young players on this team that I'm sorry, Darlene. I don't mean to be negative, but I just want to be realistic. I think there's other players on this team that I would prefer get a shot to help the team than what Dadier could bring at this current time. I do not want to give up on the youth movement, but I think there's a lot of youth still here. And I think Dadier, sometimes you get a player that has skill, but it's not the right time. Dadier needs more time to cook. He needs a little more seasoning. Right now, we trying salt and pepper. He needs some adobo, some garlic powder, onion powder. He needs some stuff going on over there.
You know
what I mean? Like we need to hit him with a bunch of stuff before he can be where we need him to be. I would rather trade Dadier and expand on Diawa's role, or even change McCullough. And to be fair, even though I'm a McCullough fan, even if it's not even McCullough, let me tell you something. That Tosan kid looked good. I would rather have Tosan be a part of this unit. He looks smooth. He looks confident. He's already been on an NBA team. You give him the ball, he can get you a bucket. I like the way that kid. I think I honestly will tell you right now, I like what from Diawara. That Tosan kid looks like he can help the Knicks right now. He's on. Use him in the playoffs. I'd take Tosan with Dadier in a minute, trade Dadier, open up that spot, give the money to Tosan, let him have a regular contract because I think he can help the team. Sorry, I know there's going to be some Dadier fans that hate that take. I'm sorry, but I'm just telling you how I feel.
Ron, there's 100 Dadiers, and there's 100 more coming out of college. Let's be honest. I'm with you 100%.
All right.
He has no spot right now.
Go ahead, D-Rex. Give me your take.
I mean, to be fair, Jay, last week you were up here saying trading for Malcolm Brogdon, and he was the essential win-now piece, and then he retired. So, we have to be a little bit fair here. Let me just come here with some context so they understand where people are coming from. But just so we understand, when Pacome Dadier, a year ago to the day, played the same Charlotte Hornets team, he went 3 of 6 from 3, 6 of 11 from field, and had 5 rebounds, 16 points. So is this a superstar performance? No. But I'm saying, if you look at it quantifiably, for the numbers that Diawara put up last night, or whatever it was, he certainly did not outscore this kid, and he's not going to outshoot him anytime soon. If you can at least hold on until the trade deadline and make a workable piece out of him, you've doubled your return on investment. Any player you like, you can get 2 times better. And it's really not asking that much to turn a 6'8" guy who can occasionally shoot a 3 into a workable NBA player. And even more to that point, as much as we like Diawara and see potential in him, Pacoma and Diawara were teammates together in Europe and France, and they won championships for their age range together in Europe. So for me, I look at it as this guy is good. We can all agree Diawara is not even controversial. Clearly good, clearly can help us imminently. Why not one can help the other? Why not one can be used with the other to give the Knicks a completely different look of length, height, athleticism? And if you look, for example, I think last night was a good example because you had Kaporti and Diawara together. They were getting a lot of deflection just because they were out there and they were athletic and long. So for me, we've seen, again, Diawara we all like. Everyone can say this guy's great. He's not going to get the three-point shooting stroke that Dadier has at least shown flashes of. He's just not. That's years. Dadier goes out there we've seen it on this Knicks team. Again, I encourage people to look up the box scores last year. Everybody memory hold every good performance of any of these players. And I could post in the chat, Celtics blog is saying we should trade for Dadier. And we'd be giving them a pick also. So we're also looking at I feel like we see the fascination every time. When we have a guy, he's a bum, he's lousy, he stinks, trade him to another guy, suddenly he went to championship or outperformed the finals. Well, what did we didn't know. The trade deadline, I understand. At that point, you want to trade him. He actually got some playing time in your real system where he's not getting yanked for small mistakes. He stinks. Fine. Get him out of here then. He got a real shot in the NBA on this team. Does he work? Does he not? No matter what, he in value would get higher on a return. So maybe there's something there and you keep him. And then you don't have to throw a second pick in there, at least. So I understand that we have a recency bias. Everybody likes Diawara. He's something completely that we do not have in the starting lineup whatsoever. That athleticism, ball handling, height. Nobody could say this guy's the starting unit can give us that. Or Yabusele should be ahead of him in the 5 rotation. Nonsensical. It's not even worth arguing. That being said, a combination of them maybe could be something. Maybe Yabusele, Dadier, Diawara together could be something that unlocks all of them. Just saying, you never understand until you get rid of them, and you're going to throw away a second pick also for one of these guys that you don't really know. So I understand the apprehension. I encourage people to look up his actual box scores when he has played with the Knicks in the NBA, not in the preseason, in the NBA. And if you can get a guy that's an actual 3-and-D player, because he has played solid defense, and we've seen him in the preseason, not much, I understand. You got to give him some time to gas up his value a bit. And then you get a higher return, and then you can feel better about parting with him.
I hear where you're going, and you're not wrong. I let me ask you this: let's put him in a vacuum. Guys, listen. I know today's been a little bit more. I've been kind of needling at more of the negative aspects of things. Normally don't think this way, but we were about to start the season, so I want to get this out the way now while I can. Put him in a vacuum. Diawara, Dadier. I'll even throw my guy in there, McCullough, right? And then I'm gonna throw in the dark horse, Tosan Ibuama. Out of all of them dudes, the 5 preseason games you've seen, who has looked the best?
Diawara.
You think so?
No, I think the guy that you're pronouncing very well has looked the best.
Tosan?
Yep.
I don't know. Everything's working very slow here.
No, I'm going with Diawara. Overall, I thought he had a really good game.
Diawara was exciting. I mean, come on. Every Knicks fan said from the most anti-young player to the least.
I didn't hear Diawara. Yes, Diawara looks great too.
No, overall, considering that he's young, just coming to this country, he looks good.
Yeah, but let me ask you.
He looked good last night. One game.
I think Ron's trying to talk.
Ron, you're in the Matrix big time.
Type it.
I think.
Yeah, type it out, Ron.
You guys can hear me?
No, it's like
kind of. You gotta type it.
You're in and out. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, we have to super chat him some internet.
You think that if Pacome Dadier went somewhere else and got a starting job, he would be the guy?
Me?
Yeah.
Do I think he'd be the starting guy? No, but I'm just saying I am not inventing that I saw a Celtics blog post saying they should kick the tires. I'm not inventing that I saw an OKC person saying, hey, he'd be a good fit for the Thunder.
Yes,
All right.
we can hear you good, much better.
The other internet is working again.
All right,
so I can see you. We can see you and hear you. You sound much better.
I want to Amazon you an internet right now, like right now.
Yeah. All right. So, all right. Thank you, Tori. Appreciate you being here. She says she has to run. She's got to go to work. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Tori.
What I was saying is Tosan, efficiently wise, has looked very good, very comfortable shooting the basketball. And here is the thing that I think we miss. I missed it. Tosan is 24 years old, guys. He's young.
Yep.
He's the youth.
Yep.
So when you say you're getting rid of youth or there's other youth, Tosan is youth too. So that's the whole thing. Tosan is only 24, guys. He's young. So it's not like you're giving up on the youth. Just wanted to put that out there. Just saying.
What's Diawara though? He's like 20, 21?
He's 20.
Yeah, but the thing is, Diawara is already on the team. He's got a real contract. He's not on a two-way. So he's going to be here.
Yeah, we have no more money, Ron. I mean, I hear where you're coming from, but there's no more money.
But if we got rid of Dadier, the money
doesn't make sense right now because if you do it, you're going to have less money anyways from the pick. You lost value on your pick.
Right, but you don't need as much money to give Tosan a deal. And he's already on the team. I don't know how that works.
Then you have to turn Tosan's contract into a higher value.
Correct. You do. It's true. But remember the other thing that Fritz was saying earlier. The Knicks might have to, at some point, move on earlier than they want to for Dadier to start acquiring. And I'm not saying it has to be Dadier, but from somebody on this team to start acquiring pieces if you want to position yourself to be in the Giannis sweepstakes. They have to start acquiring some assets whenever they can. And we know, no matter what we say here, the likelihood of what we've seen so far of Dadier playing substantial minutes or benefiting this team doesn't look great. As you said it yourself, you guys could see, you would probably look at to give Diawara some minutes if you could over Dadier.
Yep.
So that's
Tosan.
So why continue to hold on to a player? And I'm not saying you don't move them if there's no value. But if you got value, and people have said that at the moment Dadier has a lot of upside because of his youth, why not do it sooner than later and get what you
I'm just saying, if you trade this guy to the Celtics and give them a pick and the shot starts falling, you're going to feel very, very bad.
Well, that would be the case anyway. I wouldn't say, listen, I'm a old school 2K player. I don't trade nobody good to my rival. So
I
would trade him to Boston. That's me. I'm not trading him to Boston.
That's who I've seen show interest. So I'm like, that should be a sign.
I hear you.
I'm not trading nobody to Boston either, except the Unabomber. No way. I give nothing good to Boston.
No. I trade
also, the inverse is also true. Boston doesn't want to help they're going to help the Knicks by taking a bad player off their hands. They would think that they're making us weaker. It only makes sense.
Yep. I hear you.
Boston would not be interested if they thought they were helping the Knicks by doing that. That's a fact.
That 100%. I agree with you. 100%. But I ain't trying to give my enemy nothing. So that's me. This new NBA is different. It's not as cutthroat as the old NBA that I grew up on. These guys now work with each other and trade to each other. I'm old school Yankees, Red Sox, Mets, Braves. I ain't giving you nobody. Stay away from
Wow,
me.
that's wow, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway.
That makes a lot of sense.
Also, shout out to Parrish once again. He said Bob and Weave won't work with non-passing talent. Okay. He also said, I gotta give Mike Brown credit for talking and teaching guys during the game. If Tibbs did that, we may have won a championship. It was great. It's so great to see. I hear you. As I said in the past, I had no problem. I don't want to go back to the Tibbs thing. Tibbs is not here no more. Let's move on. But sometimes guys need a little bit more coaching on the court. Certain players need that extra coaching while the game is happening. You can get through to certain players. Not everybody needs it, but certain guys needed it. That's what Mike Woodson was very good at. Say what you will about Mike Woodson. When he decided to take on J.R. Smith and make him his project, J.R. Smith started playing better, and he got the best out of J.R. Smith at that time, and as well as other young players, the Shumperts and others on the team. It's sometimes some players need that. If Mike Brown was here right now and Obi Toppin was here, I don't think Obi Toppin would have any issues. Mike Brown would get through to Obi and he would give him what he needs. So I'm just saying. I agree with that. All right, well, guys, we rocking
and I like
for
how
3
he sounds when he's being interviewed. He definitely sounds New York.
Yeah,
yes.
it's a lot
like
smarter. It's a lot smarter sounding.
Yes.
Or just a more thoughtful guy.
That's a fact, 100%. Guys, I don't know how we got here. I know it was a slug. I appreciate all 140 people that have been watching on X and YouTube. Thank you guys for tuning in and being here. I apologize once again. I'm not a perfectionist, but I am someone who wants the product to be as good as it can be. And I know today was a slug, but thank you to everybody on the panel, Tori, Jay, D-Rex, Knicks Nation, Fritz. Thank you guys and Yuri for being here and rocking. And I want to thank everybody in the chat for bearing with me throughout this tough. It's a tough time, y'all. No, but seriously, but I want it is a tough time. You know what I mean? Real life stuff happens. I'm away from my family. I'm alone out here trying to get this content going, and it's it stinks.
I just wanted to say, Ron, to your credit, as much as the technical issues were bad, the level of the discussion was very high.
And that's what makes it worse, Rex, because we had a really good conversation today, and I wish it could come across a little bit more professionally with how it looks and how it sounds. Because today was a really good, not for nothing, today was one of the better ones, man. The conversation was really good, and I especially thank Nick Nation for jumping up here and feeling comfortable enough. And I hope everybody out there feels comfortable at once in a blue to jump on the panel and be able to say what you feel. It's like I said, nobody's going to bite your head off here. I can't speak for other channels. I'm just telling you, this channel, you come up here, we're going to let you rock. And even if we disagree, we work through it, but we understand. We what is that thing? We don't judge, but whatever. You know the joke.
That one.
Yeah. That's it.
That one.
But let me get around to everybody for their final thoughts. First off, let me get to Nick Nation for your final thoughts, and thank you for coming up here and being a part of the panel, brother.
Hey, Ron. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. It was a great experience. I hope you'll let me come back sometime. I always listen to you guys, and I appreciate the panel. And I tried to just, stream my way in and not really talk over anybody. So I really appreciate the experience, and I love talking Knicks. I'm a retired 57-year-old, so I have nothing but time. And I'm sure I'll be back to try and get on again with you, Ron, if you allow me.
No doubt, man. You're always welcome. Seriously, when I put that, that's another thing I want to say real quick. When I put the link in the chat for people to jump on the panel, I want you guys to understand everybody's welcome to jump up here. I know sometimes, and that's a good thing. That's a testament to who we got. Sometimes people see the link go out and they don't jump on because they know the usual suspects are going to jump on and they know we already have good conversations. And that's great. But don't feel like you can't jump on and have something to say and be a part of what we got going. Because I think that the best thing about being a Knick fan base is that we continue to grow. But we also continue to look at different points of view, and with that comes more people expressing how they feel, and that's good because sometimes the other thing about commenting and talking with the same people, our point of views, you also know where we can agree and disagree, but it's a pattern, so sometimes it's good to infuse some new breath and new life into it, because it like look what Nick Nation did. He allowed us to even expand on the conversation today, which was really good. So thank you for being here once again, brother. before I move to J and D Rex, crap, there was something that somebody said that oh, maybe I lost it. Shout out to Nick Nation 112. Oh yeah, that's it. Shout out to my guy, Lord Science. Appreciate you, my guy. Listen, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm not doing phone calls today because I'm not in my normal location. I can't do it. But next week is the start of season 6. We are going to be back to regularly scheduled programming. I'm going to take phone calls again, and I promise you, you guys can remind me right now. I'm gonna do the phone calls earlier because I know I've been letting people kind of wait a long time before they can call in. I'm gonna do it earlier so we can get guys. And I know you tried to call in last week, but by the time the calls were on, you were already gone. It was too long. So I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. All right, Jay, your final thoughts, my guy.
Yeah, I.
Thank you, Jay.
Sure.
Thank you.
Oh, and I don't want to get on you, bro, but some of the faces that you got stuck with, oh man, I got.
Oh, I can't even imagine, bro. Damn it, man.
Mouth open like you were snoring.
Yeah.
Terrible,
I wanted
bro.
to take some and send them to you. You'd be like, no. They weren't that bad. They were, well, you know.
Okay,
So I'm only messing around.
I'll make sure. I usually watch every show back. I'm not watching this one. Sorry.
You know what though? Through it, you battle through it, and I'm gonna put it like a Knicks thing. You battled through it, and the show came out a winner. You know, we had a good talk. We had a lot to talk about. I know they felt like we talked about Miles for an hour, but it really wasn't an hour. It was a while, but he has to put up, or we have to start thinking about some moves, and that's that. You know, that's that. I think this year, there's no doubt about it. We're going for a championship this year, right? So there's no time to raise babies. There's no time to, you know what I mean by that, right? And there's no time to figure out in the middle of the season who's going to be what. I call this team the Lego Land because you can move players. I believe we're going to have multiple different starting lineups. We're going to have starting 4 people. They're definitely starting 4 people, and they're going to be integrated. On a big, tall team, there might be Mitch. On a shorter team, it might be Miles. It might be somebody else. We don't know who yet. Could be Hart because he already was there before. We're not sure exactly what that's going to be. But I'm very excited for the next show because the next show, like you said, will be about, you know, hopefully I want to crush Cleveland, crush them. All right. I want to come in here and talk about that 25-point drubbing that we just gave them. So, you know, and I want to tell one last thing for anybody who's ever thinking about jumping on here. I found your show. There was a link out. I said, man, these guys are cool, man. They're talking my favorite team. They're talking about this. I jumped on. And from there, you know, I found some other places, but I love this place. It's a safe space for anybody who wants to get on here. Ron is a great guy. He'll let you get your point of views off. But like the one thing I love about the show is maybe there'll be some nonsense in the chat, but there's never any like arguing or name calling or like baby crap. And that is a grown people show. And for that, I really appreciate that. And I always appreciate you, Ron, having me on. Hope you're feeling a little bit better and things are going well. I think I'm going to holler at you a different way. And for Knicks Nation and Rex, you could check the private chat real quick. Because I had broke my original phone. So, Knicks Nation, it was a pleasure to meet you and for you to be up here. And I'm glad that you took that step, because that's all it takes. The first step. All of a sudden, you become part of like a family that does this on a regular basis.
Thank you, Jay. Much appreciated.
That's a fact.
Always,
I think
always, man.
the more you talking, I think so much has gone on, Nick Nation. But I think I remember I think you were sitting with me and John, like right in front of us at the game. We were sitting together.
I was right behind you guys.
Yeah, I remember you now.
Yes, right behind you.
Yeah, I remember you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I figured that was you. When you said that, I was like, I know who this is, and because your voice when you're talking, I remember your voice.
Oh yes. I had a good time that day.
Yeah, we did. That was fun.
Yeah.
D-Rex, my brother, your final words?
So I'm actually very hopeful from what I've seen in the preseason, from what I think of how the roster ended up shaking out, the different offense, the different look. The players all look lighter, leaner. Everybody understands what the assignment is. We do have that open-minded coach that's willing to try things. One thing that I looked up, which I found very encouraging, is the first time that Mike Brown went to the finals as head coach. In Game 6 of the ECF, it was not actually, in fact, LeBron James, who only went 3 of 12 in that game from the field, who really sealed the deal. There was a number 42 draft pick rookie called Daniel Boobie Gibson that had an incredible performance in the last game to punch Mike Brown and LeBron James' first ticket to the finals.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a 6'2 rookie that was number 42 pick, not no high pick, not no fancy special, high first-round pick. And he carried them across the finish line of the ECF. They do not make the ECF that year if that kid does not step up. And every team has a guy like that. Every year that a championship run is made, unlikely players step up. And I have the full list here. I mean, Ron alluded to it, but Kristaps Porzingis, Hartenstein, if you want to count him, Obi Toppin, David Lee, J.R. Smith, Iman Shumpert. Like, the Knicks are good at drafting and developing championship-level talent. It's not even objective. You know how many front offices try for years after years after years to get one guy they've drafted with a ring on his finger? It's not easy. You know what I'm saying? They draft really good players. They develop players even before they did all the investment in development and this and that. So I understand people are impatient with McCollum and developing the babies. I understand it all. But I just don't want to see we trade this guy to another team. Suddenly he starts hitting shots and, we had no idea. And he could have been a useful piece for us. And his defense is solid. And I think that it's like DOR from the start and Pacol from the start, two different contexts, two completely different paradigms. DOR, he got his first start yesterday. I think that was Pacol's first start a year after he's been on the team. You know what I'm saying? In the last week. And this guy had to operate under the maximum skepticism. Every time he makes a mistake, he gets yanked. And even the good performances that he makes is not acknowledged. If he goes and scores 3 of 6 from 3, who cares? Which DOR is not going to do that. So I'm just saying, DOR I'm using as an example because it's inarguable that he could be a useful player for us. It's nobody can look me in the eyes and tell me that. And Kolek, again, he puts up these amazing numbers, doesn't count. Memory hole, who cares? NBA records of assist to turnover ratio. They did not make them up. I would like to have the guy breaking records, assist to turnover on my team, being backup point guard. It's reasonable by the numbers, So I understand the impatience. I understand these are edge of rotation guys, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But for me, the Brogdon thing is really illustrative because last week this guy was the win now essential piece, and he retired from the NBA. He literally retired. So I'm not coming up here and saying that these guys are washed just because I hate them. I even wanted Garrison Matthews as a fan. But I do think that clearly, again, DOR, you see the athleticism, how much easier the length and athleticism makes Jalen Brunson and McCallum's life next to him, having that guy next to him. So it could just give you so much more depth and usefulness of a team. I mean, the Hornets, the last time we played them in the regular season, we lost. I don't know if people recall. I'm pretty sure that's the case. I could be wrong. We definitely did not ever have
that was a bad game. I remember.
Yeah, they killed us on the rebounds.
Yeah, terrible.
So
I actually think they might keep Jemison instead.
I'm just saying, we could see that one of these guys, you throw him in there with the starting lineup. He never played an MSG before in his life, starting as a starter, and he shows up. We see it every game against the Knicks. For me, the season is going to be that we are always the Knicks. We are the victims of chaos magic. People know how to wield this chaos magic, and it's our turn to learn how to wield this chaos magic for ourselves. These guys were drafted here. They believe in this shit that we're doing. If you give them a chance and they really get a chance to embrace this city and be a part of it, I think that dynamic of, Jalen Brunstring mentoring Tola and wanting it to be better, and Kat mentoring Huckporty and wanting it to be better. That back and forth, if you're mentoring somebody, it's even different than winning or losing. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to let down this young player that you yourself are trying to lift up and be a model for. So I think there's this great dynamic of internal competition that I think Mike Brown really values, that nobody's minutes, nobody's time is guaranteed. You have to fight for everything. If you could earn it in practice, you could play. And that's a great system, and I'm very happy with that. So I'm super optimistic. I don't know. I've been more on the negative side, certainly in the Tibbs years. I was very, very anti-Tibbs. But Mike Brown, preseason, we'll see how it goes with the Cavaliers. Who knows who's even going to be available, what it's going to look like. I'm optimistic. I'd like to start the season off on a win on a rival. That would be, we didn't even meet them once last season. So if we could meet them in the regular season to start, that would be already a huge difference. But I'm very optimistic.
We also didn't have a bench.
We didn't have a bench. We didn't have our starters.
Right.
Mitchell Robinson wasn't there. So already, even if we lose, we're off to a better start.
Yeah.
Right.
No, true.
I'm just very optimistic about that. I really think that, I don't want to jinx it, but I just feel like there's such a, people say the Mets last year when they were having their crazy comebacks, that it's had some kind of aura, some juice around them that you could never count them out. I really feel like this group of guys, the coach, staff, even the fans, how we're all uniting and rallying around the team. And I feel like we've progressed as a fan base, although we have still a lot to learn. I'm just so optimistic and hopeful for this season. I really feel like they're doing everything right. And not everything, but pretty much, as best as they can be expected to. And I think we should have patience and embrace this squad, at least until the trade deadline. See what we got, and then you want to get these guys out of here. I understand,
Listen, that's fine. That makes sense. I think we all should be everything that was said today. We all should still be very positive about this team. When a lot of the criticism here is only because we are trying to see this as a championship team and make sure we have enough to try to win a championship. But as far as a good basketball team, a high win basketball team, a top of the East basketball team, a playoff basketball team, the Knicks are all of that. I'm just trying to make sure that we are in the best possible position to get to the finals and possibly win. That's all I'm looking at right now. I know we're good enough to do all that other stuff. I feel it. I've seen it, and I know we're better than we were last year, and we will be better once everybody gets the offense down, the defense down. And not for nothing. Notice how we're talking a lot about offense. We're not really focusing on defense too much.
Defense has been solid.
It has been solid. It's been different. There has been moments where there's holes, but they rebound, and then they have spurts of defensive effectiveness that you could just see. It's just a different team, the way they're doing the defensive side without the drop coverage and learning how to play better pre-switching, aggressive switching. Sorry. Someone corrected me. My boy Prophet, who's also a coach, told me that it's called aggressive switching. It's not pre-switching. Yeah. So all of that is very important, and we're seeing it grow, and I feel real comfortable about the team, and I think we should all be very excited, even throughout the little negativity that I'm bringing up today. The other thing I wanted to say before we get out of here is that I don't want to write Pacome off, guys. When I say, I'm just trying to be as realistic with what I see right now and what the team is going to be right now. I like Pacome. I would love him to be here. And if he could be here where he's not affecting the team and we could go out and because remember, it's about the fact that the Knicks don't have money. And if the Knicks had money and say we did a little better with our cap and we had the money to go, hey, Oladipo's out there or Dinwiddie, then go get him. Then I wouldn't care. Keep Pacome on the bench, the 15th man, 14th man, and just let him wait until his spot is ready that we can cultivate him. But the way I look at Pacome is the way I would look at somebody, and this is going to be a blast from the past, but if you understand what I'm saying, you get it. Cam Reddish. All right? Say what you will. Cam Reddish, out of all these young dudes, Cam Reddish is the most talented potential-wise of anybody we got right now. Cam had more potential to be a better NBA player than all of these dudes. But when it was his time, when it was his moment to show it, he couldn't show it consistently. He had little flashes, but from the Cam Reddish that I heard about, the Cam Reddish that scored 60 points against really good players like Anthony Edwards and his AAU team and all this other stuff, we never really got to see that Cam Reddish. The Cam Reddish that, oh, the Knicks messed up. He went to the Lakers, and now the Lakers are going to turn him into who he was. That didn't work out either, did it?
No.
Now Cam Reddish is playing for like the Beijing Cats or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I'm talking about. It's not about the fact that a guy has ability. It's about how you show it. Something is with Pacom right now that he just doesn't have the thing that allows him to look comfortable offensively or even defensively. Now, you guys might say, well, Pacom's played decent defense. No, I'm not saying he didn't. But I was told that Pacom was a really good defender. I've seen Pacom get lit up.
Yep.
Because, he needs time to learn. It's not a knock on him. It's not his fault. First off, he's a player who's coming from Europe. It's a different, they play basketball a little different out there. And so he's got the physicality. It's a little bit more, it's different. No, they're very physical in Europe, but it's more skilled with how they play. Here it's physical, but it's also like I don't know how to describe America basketball, but it's highlight oriented. Guys just do things and attempt more here than they do in the European.
More explosive.
Explosive.
And more explosive and more angry.
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
He needs to learn not only how to get some of that in him, but also how to defend against it, because that's what is the expectations here. Because it doesn't matter how much talent you have, you got to show. And even with Diawara last night, yes, did I talk about Diawara's shot being that good? But you saw how aggressive Diawara was.
Oh, he wasn't timid. He was
not timid. And that is the difference. That's why I say Pacom is not ready right now, because he doesn't have that yet. He can get it, or he may never get it. I don't know. There was a guy we had, and shout out to Knicks Nation 112, because I know he thinks that the Knicks are giving up on Pacom, and the fans may be giving up on Pacom just like they did Kevin Knox. But I will tell you,
I knew you were going to say it.
The problem with Kevin Knox is, and this is something we knew. You know what Kevin Knox's knock was? Pause. I mean, no, not pause. No pun intended.
No pun intended.
His knock out of college was that he was timid and lacked aggression. What did we see throughout his whole Knick career and at every stop he's been up until maybe now? Timid and lacking aggression.
Yep.
So
and low motor.
Yeah, that's the thing. The low motor. Yep. When you show that and you don't change that, you are gonna always be in a situation where you can't find your home. You don't know where he's been on how many teams in his young career. So that's the thing. I'm not saying
he still plays. I didn't even know he still plays.
I don't know if he's with a team right now. He was with a team last year, but I don't know if he's with somebody now. But I'm not saying Pacom is going to be him. I'm just telling you, Pacom is doing what guys like Knox have done at the moment. He's not showing the aggressiveness, and he's not looking comfortable enough that, you can see a guy like we talk about Dink Pate. The one thing about Dink Pate is like, yo, that dude could ball. He may not have everything right now in front of you, but when you look at Dink Pate, when he gets the ball, he's comfortable. That's why hey, he's going to play somewhere. And he's only 20, 21 years old. That is what Pacom is lacking, that he got it. You know what I mean? I know he may not be hitting all his shots, but you could tell that dude's a baller.
That's right. Listen, a lot of times college standouts don't translate, or even other country standouts don't translate in the NBA. The bright lights, the loudness, the competition, whatever you want to call it, whatever it might be, it doesn't translate. You have people who were the scoring champions, came here, couldn't even started right away because they were top picks, were horrible. One remind me of I can't remember his name. He was a white kid out of they won the whole March Madness from
Gonzaga?
Gonzaga, that kid, yes.
I know who you were
And
talking about.
you know what I'm talking about, exactly. I know you would. And he came here and he was I don't want to call anybody garbage, right? That's not cool, but he just wasn't he just didn't translate.
Yeah.
And sometimes it just doesn't translate. And also, let's not forget New York, Adam Morrison, very good, JJ, my man. A lot of people aren't built for New York, especially for New York's media. They're not built for a lot of that stuff. You see people go elsewhere and do good because it's not as the lights aren't as bright. They're not directly on you the way it is in the Mecca. So, I think you see that in a lot of that. The problems we have with some of these guys. I'll give you a good example. I thought Grimes. I thought Obi didn't have a chance because there was no position for him because Randall and others, right? Mm-hmm. And then he really didn't have a chance to get built up in that place and stay steady. And Grimes didn't really get explosive here. He had a couple good games. He played all right here. But then he went to a team, and let's not get it twisted. He went to a team that was completely broken and got 40 shots a night. So then he was able to get X amount of points.
Right. But I don't want to cut you off, Jay, but I just want to piggyback on this because this is very important to understand. When you bring up Grimes, yes, when you put Grimes in a situation where he goes to Dallas, when he goes to Dallas and Dallas has all types of injuries and has nobody out there and he's forced to score and he gets the ball, his level of aggression went up and he was going to get it. You see the difference?
Yep.
And then you goes from Dallas. Now he feels confident. Hey, I can score in this league. I can do it. You give me the ball. I can get buckets. He goes to Philly and it just explodes. Now in Philly, there's nobody. So he's now the number one. He was number 2 with Dallas because there was nobody. Now he's number 1 in Philly and he's just gone. I appreciate you, D-Rex.
Will he do that if the whole team came back and he was coming off the bench or playing the 2? I don't know.
That's what we're going to find out this year with Philly because not all of them are healthy yet, but they have much more talent to play this year, and they re-signed him. So we'll see how Grimes plays. I want to get to D-Rex, but the other thing I wanted to say, that stop that right before he went to Dallas and the Sixers, remember, he went to Detroit. You guys know, in Detroit, they don't have a bunch of guys, but they had guys there at the time. They had Brogdon before he came to the Knicks. They had Alex Burks before he came to the Knicks, and they still had Cunningham, and they had other people that were there. And you know how much Quentin Grimes averaged with Detroit? 3.5 points.
Yep.
So I just wanted to put that out there. Go ahead, D-Rex. What were you going to say, bro?
So look, again, we should be fair here. I understand that this is like, kind of the consensus that's forming in the Knicks community, it seems like. But just to put some context on things. So Diawara, his amazing performance last night, everybody agrees on. When Hakim Ziyech played against the Timberwolves the other night, he ended up being plus 13, which is the second game high. For 1 second, what was it? He was plus 13. And Diawara's performance yesterday was a plus 12. So how come 1 is plus 13 and that doesn't count and he's bad, and 1 is plus 12 and he's amazing and he's bad housing outcome? I'm just saying the guy didn't shoot well, but he ended up being just as much of a facilitator, and especially that lineup of I think it was Dadier and Clarkson and Deuce. I feel like that ended up being really good. That started the comeback. It was Hakporti and Dadier also out there. So one of the most recent times we've seen this guy play, he played well against a competitor, and the other guy that we're celebrating as now he's a lock, he's a pick. By technical metrics, he played plus 1 worse. You know what I'm saying? Not that one played bad, one played good, but they were both positive impacts on the team. And this guy had the least minutes of any first-round pick. Whatever, I'm just saying, it's not like he played only terrible, and you have to, because I feel bad for him and this and that. We've seen him play well on the team in this preseason. and the player was celebrating universally. He had an equivalently good game, you could say at least. It seems a little disproportionate,
right?
You know?
Right.
So
But,
I'm just
But Rex, who won the eye test? Who won the eye test to
that's
you?
subjective. You can't quantify it.
No, but I'm asking you. Which one did win the eye test to you?
If you really want my honest opinion, I would say neither in particular really edged out the other, because I do feel like there was a lot of like, for me, if you really want my opinion, that Timberwolves game, there was one play where Dadier caught like a rebound under the rim, went under the rim and tossed it to Deuce for a three. And that was the very moment that I felt like the game turned around. For whatever reason, that play, that's when they started from being behind to winning, and something with that unit just changed things around. So not to say he won the game, but statistically, it was a bigger impact on it, and you saw him play well. So, yes, DOR did things athletic, this, that, but you could say different role, different thing, whatever. You know, I don't really think one had a clear edge over the other. Dadier shot better, scored more. You know.
The only thing I wanted to say, well, first off, let me say, yes, Matthews got cut yesterday, Craig. That is true. So I guess it's Landry's Shamit's job to win, unless there's something. I don't think something's going to change. I think it's Shamit's job. Shout out to Lord Scientist once again. I saw your message, bro. I'm going to give you a call once I have a moment after the show's done. I got to do some other stuff, but I will definitely give you a call. What was I going to say? And I have your number, by the way. I already have it. Shoot. Oh, that's it. I can't do it. And I talked about this last week, guys. I can't do it. But after Wednesday, when Basketball Reference starts putting up the true plus or minuses again, I will get into this bag of explaining to you how this whole thing is different, because the plus or minus that you guys see right now, I understand how, Diawara played and his plus or minus was one thing, and then Dadier played against Minnesota and his plus or minus was higher. But let me just say, unfortunately, the problem we have with plus or minus, at least for those that we've been looking at it for a while, is that Ron can go out there and play with the Knicks. Jalen Brunson and the regular starting five could be out there, including me. So Brunson,
it's not deterministic. It's not a single thing.
Right.
Quality.
But let me give you my weird example. Brunson, Bridges, OG, and Cat can be out there, right?
That's weird.
And then we could play Minnesota, and Anthony Edwards could be on Minnesota, right? And Anthony Edwards could be guarded by Macau and put up 10 points in the quarter. But the Knicks, the rest of the guys, we could score, 15 points. So we come out the quarter leading. I did nothing. I scored nothing. But my defense, my guy who I was playing, did nothing. So he didn't contribute to any of the points. I leave with a positive plus minus. But I didn't do anything. I just played decent defense. My guy didn't score, so you can't hold that against us. But I didn't score. But yet I finished with a good plus or minus. That's why it's kind of funky how they do this. But don't worry, like I said, when the regular season starts after Wednesday and Basketball Reference starts putting up their numbers, because you can't find it right now. They don't quantify the preseason. I'll show you guys the difference, and we'll try to, I'll try to explain it the way it was explained to me years ago when I had these questions. But I'll need to show it to you.
That was a good explanation right there. That was a very good way you put it. That's pretty much it. But I mean, I know you'll go into detail when you get the
yeah. I definitely will. So we can all kind of understand it more. I'm not saying anything to D-Rex's point. I'm just saying, unfortunately, this plus, I don't know why they continue to do it this way. It messes up. And not only does it mess up how we actually look at the game, but even some of the announcers are saying it and that's messing stuff up too, because we should not be going by this if we know there's so many weird particulars about it.
I agree. It's not like you're saying that's the player's quality. That's exactly their performance of the game, because a player can have high plus minus and not really be a factor. It doesn't always match up. My thing is, if it's over a long period of time and there are many games where it's plus, then the guy can't only be plus when he doesn't do anything ever. That's like weird to me, But it's not like the one thing of his plus is good every game. That means he's a great player. It's not always that simple.
Right. And let's not forget, guys. Last thing before we get out of here, let's not forget, whether or not the Knicks decide to trade Pacom Dadier or whoever, Pacome Dadier, Tyler Kolek, Kevin McCullers Jr.,
You beat me to it.
Mohamed Diawara, Tosan Ibuama, 24 years old.
Well said.
Jemison is still a young guy. I think he's like 26, 27. I don't know what he is, but whatever. He's not old.
Right. Dink Pate also.
Dink Pate, 21. He's going to be 21 years old in March. That's 7 guys right there. And if you want to move Jemison, still, that's 6 guys.
No, the Knicks got a system now. Real manufacturing.
Huck Porty is another one. He's 24 right now.
Yep.
I feel like I'm missing one. But either way, guys, that's a lot of young guys that we can.
Miles.
Miles is still young.
He's more a byproduct of the first generation.
Yeah. So I mean, there's guys. The movement is not.
We also invested in a lot of development people. So
True.
What you're saying
and let's not forget the other guy. I wish I could. I don't have it, but if I could just. In the arms of the angel. No, sorry. James Najee, wherever he may be, yo. Wherever he is. Let's not forget.
Witness protection program.
Yo, I don't know where they put James Najee, bro. If I'm Najee, I'm having like a press conference. Yo, what happened to me, yo? This is
Where did I go?
Man.
What about a milk carton?
Nuts. Anyway. I just want to say thank you again to all you guys. This has been a great show. I had a good time throughout all the nonsense. I've had a fun time, a really good conversation. Shout out to all y'all. Please smash the like button if you haven't already done so. We still got over 140 people rocking with us. Appreciate that, man. Thank you guys once again. Appreciate the love from NYC B-Ball, Paris Duggar, the super chats. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to the panel once again. Shout out to all y'all. And please, we talked about a lot of stuff, but it's just to put things in perspective. This is a damn good basketball team, guys. You got to let it play out before you feel good about it. But believe me, when it all said and done, the Knicks are going to win anywhere between 55 and 60 games. And we are going to be either the number 1 or the number 2 seed in the East. We're going to make the playoffs. And I expect us to make the NBA Finals. Hopefully we'll win. Just gotta bear with us, man. Give it some time. No matter what, all this negativity is just a road for the positivity to flourish. It's just some of us we try to look at the bigger picture. That's all it is. But like I said, I don't stay here. I may be here one week, but next week you see I'm back on the positive train. So just bear with us.
You were just kind of cleaning house a little bit.
Yeah. I'm just like I said, there was some people I was trying to make the gumbo. They need a little seasoning. I just wanted to let y'all know that I to point out who needed more seasoning. We want the food to taste good, yo.
A little more basil, less oregano. Don't forget that. That's a big deal.
An insightful and thought-provoking discussion. Really one of the more substantive ones I've seen in the Knicks community in a while. A lot everybody could learn. And thank you, Ron, for being the host of such a great.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you once again, D-Rex, for your contributions, and everybody else as well. And like I said, once again, for bearing with the show throughout all of these internet hijinks and craziness that's happened today. Thank you, brother. I know you got to run. Shout out to everybody. Please smash the like button. Yes, smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Road to 10K. We out here, baby. Let's get it. Oh, and one last super chat before I go. Shout out to my 2 cents, man. He said my hive. I forgot what that flag is. Damn it, I'm terrible. He said my hive can all thrive. Yabu, Diawara, and Dadier, and also can be trade chips when the time is right. And Leon, I trust to get us a chip soon. Shout out to you, my 2 cents. Beep, 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 beep. Appreciate you. Thank you, Jay, for the sound effects.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, that's the French flag he's got up.
The French flag. Thank you. Okay. If I was smart enough, Yabu, Diawara, I could have figured that out, right? I'm terrible. It's okay. I graduated though. I got my degree. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Don't worry. Anyway. Don't worry. If you throw that dart, I'm sure no one would scatterboo you.
Oh.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Bang. I'm just missing my friendly neighbors.
Oh, look at this guy. Man. Somebody stop him.
Please, I'm rolling.
Oh man,
yeah.
Let's go,
man. For sure, looking good. Oh man,
So
don't get started.
I know. Tomorrow's going to be a tough challenge. We'll see. 4:00 Giants
But
versus.
so was Philly, right? So it's supposed to be Philly. I think
Yeah.
we're gonna be all right.
Craig, I am feeling much better. I am still in my health and safety protocols. I hope to be rejoining my family on Wednesday. So, yes, which would be perfect because I get to be home watching my New York Knicks play. So, yeah, so hopefully everything is going well. I do have to, after I get off the show, I do have to test, and hopefully that gives me the results I want. And then I got to test a couple more days before going back, because like I said, the most important thing for me is making sure my wife is healthy and avoids getting sick.
Damn,
Yeah.
I want to help you out so much. I'm talking about.
Yeah. No, we good though. We good. All right. So once again, guys, I thank you as always. Tell a friend who tells a friend who tells another friend. Still Nick fans. We'll be back again, whether it be on Saturdays at 11:30 ish for Know the Ledge. Where we have really good therapy sessions up here. On Monday, SKF Weekly with myself, usually Jose and John. And that is happening actually very soon. In a couple weeks, we'll be back to norm. But a lot of stuff going on. And so look for that. And then let's just continue to be there for the Knicks, because no matter what, the negative talk, the positive talk, the good, the bad, the ups and downs, we are all still Knick fans, baby. So please continue to support the team. Don't let anything get you too high. Don't let anything get you too low. This is going to be a very up and down season. They're still learning on the fly. And let's be there to support this team, man. These are our guys, and they're going to look really good, guys. Seriously, no matter what we've said today, the Knicks are going to be all right. So continue to support, and remember, have a good rest of your day. Be good. If you can't be good at it. Yeah, Jay, hang tight, brother.
Definitely, brother. You too, man. I'll talk to you in a little bit. I feel good.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you.
Thanks, Nick Nation. Appreciate it. Take care, brother.
Take care, man.
All right. All right.
So, how you doing? Let me get this brother's number.